Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by GSTA Rod and Custom Spectacular, April 11th and 12th. Here's Chris Schaefer.
It won't be as cold tonight. That's good news. More clouds with an overnight low of 38. It will stay breezy. That southeast wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy for much of the day tomorrow. Nice warmth up to 61. Still windy. We could see some scattered showers pop in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy with scattered showers possible later on Thursday. We cool back to the low 50s.
All right, thank you, Chris. Sunny and 42 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
This is your brain. This is your brain on News Talk 830 WCCO. Any questions? You're thinking about it. Jason's talking about it. There are no breaks on bold takes here. Buckle up. This is Drive Time with DeRusha. Tuned up and rolling thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, live from Minnesota's biggest microphone, here's Jason DeRusha.
When you think of the big issues in the city of Minneapolis, why on earth would you expect the city to be doing anything other than dealing with, they took up decriminalizing drug paraphernalia today and legalizing bathhouses where you can have sex. Okay. What is happening in the city of Minneapolis and what's it going to take to turn things around? 651-461-9226. When I saw these two issues coming up in the city of Minneapolis, and yes, I understand city council can do more than one thing at a time. But the Star Tribune reporting this morning that Minneapolis city leaders are considering bathhouses that allow sexual activity. And at the same time, a committee today took on the issue of decriminalizing drug paraphernalia.
What are we doing? What's going on?
That's sort of my question, Tucker Carlson impersonator. What are we doing? Part of me hesitated to even start with the issue of the Minneapolis City Council because it's so obvious that what this group is focused on is not aligned with so many of the rest of us are focused on. While cities around the country, including San Francisco, are finding success by cracking down on public drug use, our city seems intent on finding excuses to pass policy to excuse it, to look the other way, to not intervene. We as a city are not only failing people who are addicted to drugs, we have prioritized addicts and people who are social misfits, criminals. We're prioritizing their health and their safety and their choices over every other law-abiding city in this city. It doesn't make sense to me. And I just wonder, like, do we have to hit an intense rock bottom before people wake up? I mean, when you open up the paper today and see city leaders, and look, like, I'm not here to sex shame. I guess I don't care if people want to go to a bathhouse that could. It just, Minneapolis, I try so hard to defend you. I try so hard to love you, to get people on board with the fact that this city is great and is worth coming to. And then up the street, the elected officials are like, how about we legalize the stuff that people are smoking crack with? How about we make that legal? That'd be good. What? You know what? A lot of people are asking for more business to come to Minneapolis. How about a bathhouse where you can have sex? What? I don't know, man. Should I just give up and like move to Brainerd and call it a day?
What are we doing? What's going on?
Help me help you. Help me help you. It's time to just start over. It's time. I know we just had an election, but is it time to just say everybody who's in office, even the ones that I may agree with, like, let's just start over. 651-461-9226. Texter saying it's ridiculous. Another texter, Jason. Minneapolis is going off the rails. I think they're tired of the drugs, car theft, and crime issues, that they're moving to a new topic. No, they're not. They're not tired of the drug issues. They're not tired of the drug topics. I'm telling you, when I have been railing on this show that the city of Minneapolis needs more growth, I wasn't talking about the kind of growth that happens in the bathhouse. That's not what I was asking for. Texters, I hate to break it to you, but it's not the people who are in office who are enabling these ridiculous policies. It's the damn voters who keep electing morons. They can't get out of their own way. Any elected official can bring up a potential law, right? And I'm not even engaging on the merits of the policy. I'm engaging on the wisdom of having these things be the focus, these things be a priority. If you're thinking about anything that would make the city of Minneapolis a stronger city right now, where do these two things rate for you? Let's go to Garrett, who's in Amboy. Garrett, thanks for listening. Should I move to Amboy? I don't even know. Like, it's so frustrating, Garrett.
Yeah, I mean, you're more than welcome to come down to where we live. I mean, we don't have to deal with all that kind of craziness. I mean, I work in Minneapolis, and I'm just appalled. I mean, I wouldn't bring my kids up there. At like, I have a son that's 14 and a daughter that's 13, and I don't want them exposed to that kind of stuff. Like, being able to see people using drugs and not getting punished for that. I mean, it's insane. It's total insanity. I will never vote for those kind of people that support those policies. And yeah, it's outrageous.
Garrett, thank you. Big story today in the New York Times, where one of the opinion writers went to San Francisco, and the story is titled "San Francisco Sobers Up." And what San Francisco has been doing, and it's a Democrat who was elected mayor, but he was sick and tired of open drug use. And the reality is, for the last 10 years, we've been trying this sort of policy of, decriminalizing drugs. Well-intentioned, the idea that addicts need help. But the reality is, when you're addicted to drugs, many of those who are addicted do not want help. And so research has been showing that people need to be pushed. And you get pushed by your friends, you get pushed by your family, and sometimes you get pushed by the government. And what the government has done is decide that the rights of people to use drugs are more important than the rights of the rest of us to not be exposed to that on our streets. Let's go to Howard in Minneapolis, 651-461-9226. Howard, what do you think about this?
I've had 3 reporters out with me on ride-alongs as we do outreach 3 nights a week. Shit rolls downhill.
Well, can't say that. Can't say that. You can call back, Howard. You just got to watch your mouth. 651-461-9226. What Howard's trying to say is that when things go bad, it just keeps getting worse. It keeps getting worse. I will continue going back to the San Francisco example, and we'll see if what San Francisco is doing is working. But what they're doing now is sort of the opposite of what this discussion is at our city council right now. What they are doing is they are cleaning up the streets, and they are creating treatment centers. And what they're doing is, they have like community outreach people who go up to people and try to get them into recovery, try to get them into, because you have to do that too. So these outreach workers try to get homeless and drug users off the streets into social services. And do they do it? No, not always. But then if you're using drugs publicly, then police can arrest public drug users and hold them until they're sober. And is that going to solve the problem? I think it's going to solve the problem more than decriminalizing drug paraphernalia and sending the message that, once again, we are not serious about cleaning up our streets, that we are more concerned with the people who are violating the law than we are with the rest of us. Paul, you're on CCO, 651-461-9226. Drug paraphernalia, legalizing and considering legalizing bathhouses that allow sexual activity. There are your Minneapolis City Council stories for the day.
Thanks for taking my call. With regard to the drug paraphernalia, that's a really much larger conversation. Do we allow clean needles out on the streets? But that's not what I called about. I called about the other one, the opening up of the bathhouses.
Yep.
They closed during the AIDS epidemic back in the 80s. And, knowing what happens with Grindr every time there's a Republican convention, maybe Minneapolis is trying to get the Republican National Convention to come to town.
Paul, Paul, I think the Democrats have, I don't know that any politics knows this. I don't want to shame anyone for whatever their sexual choices are in their own home. I'm just saying, is this the zoning change that is most important for Minneapolis right now? I can think of 5 other zoning issues off the top of my head that are more significant than this. But here we go. 3:20. Let's break. Lots of texts coming in. I guess I've had it. I've had it, and I don't get it. What's it going to take for a change? 651-461-9226. Drive time, back in a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Livia.com has a brand new website. It's Jason here, encouraging you to go check it out. What I love about the new Livia website is that it really focuses on what drew me to make the choice to get started with Livia. It is the people. It is the full sort of 360 support system you have. And it's an overall mission of feeling like yourself again. It's about living longer. It's about being healthier. And yes, weight loss is a key way to get there. Now, I lost 45 pounds thanks to Livia. I sleep better. I have more energy. I feel more confident that I'm going to be around for my kids for years and years to come. If you have been looking for your moment, let this be the moment. Join Livia today. GLP-1s, they've got them. They start at just $99. Nutrition programs proven to help tens of thousands of people over the years. They start at just $19 a week, and you get it all. You get a personalized plan. You get support. You get expert one-on-one guidance. You can do it in person. I was at the Woodbury Livia location earlier this week, or you can do it through telehealth. Livia will design a solution just for you. Livia.com, Livea.com, or you can call 855-GO-LIVIA to get started today.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. Hear what they're saying about this brand I love.
Tell me about your experience with the night gummies.
I started using them. I think this was my third order. I heard Jordana on WCCO radio talking about it, and I thought, well, if she's doing it, trying to get off the Ambien, and I started with the pineapple gummies for sleep. That's what I take them for, is sleep. And I've been very pleased with the product. I started with the full gummy. Now I only take half, and that helps me sleep. So I'm very happy with the product, and I'm 70 years old. And those sleep night gummies will help her sleep painlessly through the night. Those sleep night gummies are a real charm. Check out Mini Leaf's products at MINNELEAF.com. Check out that Triple Diamond Pain Cream, those sleep night gummies, or their other great products. I use them. There's so many CCOers that absolutely love them. You will too.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at aminet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I got to sit through this schlock. And if I were a nice guy, I would say that it's dull and uninspired.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
You like it when I wear my hair down, but
We're talking about misplaced priorities in a city which has a lot of work to be done. Talking about legalizing bathhouses where people would be allowed to have sex in the bathhouse and decriminalizing drug paraphernalia. For me, misses the moment. Misses the point. Texters, thank you for calling, for talking common sense about drugs and bathhouses. What idiocy Minneapolis is up to. I do push back on this idea of like that this stuff means you shouldn't come down here. You should come down. And in fact, I wonder if more people would come down, visit the things. Would you have maybe more of a voice? I don't know. James is in Minneapolis. James, it's your city, 651-461-9226. What do you have to say? Oh, yeah. James, what's happening? You think we're on? Did James put us on hold?
Kind of sounds that way, doesn't
Or
it?
is this a live listen at the new bathhouses that the city's talking about legalizing? Oh, yeah. Ba, 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 ba. You know what? This is what I needed right now. Let's put James back on hold and go to Thomas in Delano. Thomas, a little musical interlude there, a little break for us. Maybe that's what I needed to calm down. What do you want to say?
Well, Jason, I would just like to say, I was intervention in the Project Turnabout down in Granite Falls.
Yeah.
Years ago, and I was sent from Project Turnabout up to Minneapolis, and that was not the way to go, because when I went up to Minneapolis, I saw so many drugs and needles, and even in the treatment centers, that was just not a place for me to go. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I love Minneapolis, but that was not a place to recover. And that's all I have to say.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Very interesting. Thanks, Thomas. I really believe in the importance of drug treatment I believe that drug abuse is a public health problem. And that is the underlying idea of decriminalizing drug paraphernalia. But I do think that right now, that is not what we need to be worried about. We need to be more aggressive in sending a public statement that we are not going to let you do drugs on the streets. We're not going to let you do drugs in the light rail or in the bus stations. We're not going to let this stand. Not only because we want to make things more comfortable for neighbors and people who live around these areas, and for visitors who might be coming to our city, but because we care about you. And this sort of hands off, like, well, people are going to do what they want to do. We have to honor their feelings. We have to decrim. No. Has it worked? Has it worked anywhere? No, it hasn't. I think the intentions of it are good. I understand why they're talking about it. Actually, no, I don't understand why you would talk about it right now. To me, the path is the San Francisco path. Jeff's in Sauk Rapids. Jeff, you're on CCO.
Jason, if you're going to move, please come to St. Cloud. we need an advocate like you. And by the way, drag a few of your restaurants with you because everything we have here sucks.
Yeah, you could use it. I mean, you've got Val's. You've got Val's up there, but otherwise, yeah.
That's it. Here's my wish list. J.D. Hoyt's, anything owned by FEMA.
Yep.
And who's that group that sponsors?
The Jester Concepts people.
Yeah.
A nice...
any of theirs too. Just bring them along, and I'll help you find a nice place.
I love it. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate it. So many texts coming in. Andy at Lake and Nicollet. Preach. Another Dennis in Anoka says legalizing bathhouses rubs me the wrong way. But boom. Jason, people are already doing drugs on the streets and buses, light rails. Yes, that's why I'm saying we need the San Francisco approach where you start. And we have a lot of nonprofits that have been doing this, the outreach to homeless people, the offering of resources. But I do think the carrot isn't enough. The hammer sometimes needs to come in. Jason, if Sex World couldn't make it, what makes anyone think a bathhouse will? It is true. In other sex-related news, the Seville closed. So I don't know. I just would like a little more serious approach of the issues that feel most urgent right now. Matthew's in South Minneapolis. Matthew, thanks for listening. You're on CCO. What do you think?
Oh, hey, Jason. Yeah, I'm a retired person, Vietnam vet, and I ride the bus and light rail now, so I don't have to drive in the racetrack.
Yeah,
I mean, it goes in front of my street, but so I
when it's good, it's great, isn't it? Like being able to take transit. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, I don't have to worry about starting my car in the winter or cleaning it off. But the thing is that when I ride the light rail and the bus, there's little satellite things, and if rarely have to go in there. I try not to, but when I go in there, there's all kinds of paraphernalia, and it's like the drug addicts or whatever have it. Why make it? I don't know. They should help them get straight and not give them more tools to get messed up with.
Yeah,
that's my thought.
Thank you, appreciate it, Matthew. I do understand this sort of like if people are going to do heroin, let's give them clean needles. And that has been sort of the approach in this country for the last 20 years. And how do you guys feel like it's working? I don't know. At a certain point, you say, let's look what San Francisco is doing. And let's try something else. In a minute, we are going to, by the way, they'll take up the the drug paraphernalia bill tomorrow. So they spent about 40 minutes talking about it this morning. I had the pleasure of watching some of that on the city's YouTube channel. And then they'll take it up as a city council tomorrow. I don't know. I'm not saying it's just not the path that makes sense to me. Is that the message you want to send about this city right now? That we're worried about decriminalizing drug paraphernalia and legalizing bathhouses for sex. So strange. Let's break. Something to make you feel good. An effort in the Twin Cities where we have construction going on, we have some demolition going on, but to rescue some of the lumber. I saw an Instagram video this week and thought it was so interesting that I reached out to the team behind Lumber Stash, what they're doing in St. Paul. We'll talk about it next.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO. You can listen to CCO anywhere. Obviously, in the car, at work, at a wedding.
Are you serious right now?
Fishing. On a plane.
Are you listening to WCCO? Why don't you come sit up in first class?
Even in the hospital.
Give me some breaking news. Stat!
And of course,
hi Jeremy, you hearing us okay?
Online, streaming on the app,
Good, we got you loud and clear.
Your smart speaker.
Great.
Everywhere you are.
Just hit our
That's
break.
where we are.
3-4 minutes.
News Talk 830 WCCO.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need to get the job done. With fast delivery you can depend on and access to technical product experts ready to help you meet any challenge. Call, click Grainger.com or just stop.
Hey, Jeremy, it's Jason. Where are you at right now?
I'm at the Victoria Crossing building, corner of Victoria and Grand and St. Paul.
Cool. Excellent.
Go ahead.
No, your video looks great. It looks perfect. So thank you.
Good.
To pay the mortgage, pay the credit cards, or pay the IRS. For lots of people, taxes get pushed aside until the letters start, then the threats, then the action, bank levies, wage garnishments. You can stop worrying. The IRS is offering new opportunities to help you resolve your back taxes, and Guardian Tax knows how it all works. If you owe more than $10,000 in back taxes, you may qualify to
Jeremy,
reduce
can you
your
pronounce your
total
last? Make sure we get that right.
significant amount, even if you're years behind filing. But timing matters.
Can you just pronounce your last name for us?
Guardian Tax.
Marshik.
How to
Marshik,
work it
very
in
good.
your
Thank you.
favor. They step in, deal with the IRS directly, and fight to protect what you've worked so hard to earn. In today's economy, you can't afford to lose more. Call Guardian Tax now for a free confidential consultation. 800-404-4307. 800-404-4307. Don't wait for the IRS to make the next move. Make yours first. Call now. 800-404-4307.
Access to affordable credit helps me pay my employees, but I don't really need it.
Inflation is killing me. But who cares? Big retailers are making record profits. That's why we support the Durbin Marshall credit card bill.
See? Banks and credit unions help small businesses make payroll. This bill would cut the vital resources they need.
While increasing megastore profits. They deserve it, don't they?
Tell Congress, stop the Durbin Marshall money grab for corporate megastores.
Paid for by the Electronic Payments Coalition.
Pros, just because something on the job runs out doesn't mean you have to. Order it on the Lowe's app. My Lowe's Pro Rewards members get free same-day delivery on eligible orders over $25. Get the fasteners, hardware, or tools you need to keep the job moving. Order by 2 p.m. and get eligible in-stock items delivered right to your job site by 8 p.m. Members get more at Lowe's. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Subject
Saving so much.
in terms of Lowe's.com/shipping terms.
I wasn't overly concerned with this neglected
is knowing you're ready to
I've been
handle
busy
whatever
coordinating.
comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Want a great way to boost your brand? Custom labels at Staples will help packages pop, shipments stand out, and takeout boxes really take off. Shop now through April 18th and save 30% on all custom labels. Staples, that was easy.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Got some activity into the right lanes of 94 eastbound near Brockton Lane. Be on the lookout for a possible crash in that area. Traffic is jammed up as you move through the stretch. Westbound slowing as you come away from Hemlock Lane. Traveling 94 southbound near 394. The accident there has been taken care of. Crosstown eastbound, some slowing Gleason over to Cedar Avenue. Update brought to you by Staples. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Hungry? Go to Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan for real Texas barbecue. All meats smoked fresh in-house daily. You can dine in, take out, have it delivered, or have your event catered anywhere in the metro. Just go to Dickeys.com. Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan, the Twin Cities catering leader. Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
CCO forecast brought to you by Dickey's Barbecue Pit of Egan. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
A much milder night tonight, mostly cloudy, only cooling back to 38. Stays breezy tonight, southeast wind. It shifts to the southwest tomorrow, and that's going to pump some nice heat our way. 61 the afternoon high. A few scattered showers are possible in the afternoon. We could see some more showers late on Thursday after a high of 51.
Right now in downtown Minneapolis, pretty cloudy out, 45 degrees on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
It's okay to be skeptical and cynical about this. I think that's part of the deal, but it's also okay to have fun.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
Entire building is being demolished, and we're happy the developer got us involved because we are saving so much from the landfill. I wasn't overly concerned with this neglected ficus. I've been busy coordinating and giving away so many loads of things. We've begun to salvage lumber, and I've been rummaging around for copper and other valuable materials.
This is an Instagram video I saw earlier this week
to save all this
a
brick.
group called
And my
Lumber.
scrappy friend Andrew, who owns Victory
The
Mobile
idea
Welding,
is
here.
that Lumber Stash reclaims lumber that might be stuck in a demolition project or some other sort of scenario. And I just thought this was so cool, this project that's going on on Grand Avenue in St. Paul, that I reached out to Lumber Stash, and joining us now live via video link up, you can watch on our YouTube stream, or you can check out on X or on Facebook. Jeremy Marshik from Lumber Shack is in St. Paul right now. Hey, Jeremy.
Thanks, Jason. It's Lumber Stash.
Oh, Lumber Stash. I shacked you.
That's kind of like my last name anyway. It's called Stash because a big trick I found, the material we salvage is often thrown away because it's not valuable enough to salvage it, haul it somewhere, put it in a store, pay someone to sit and wait. So we started out selling a lot out of garages. Now we're selling direct from these sites. So stash is a relevant
It's
word
all about
for what we're doing. Yeah.
Exactly. All about the stash. All right. Jeremy with Lumber Stash is with us. And he's right now you're at the former Billy's on Grand. So I think a lot of people know that sort of Victoria Crossing. And the developer there, they're demolishing this whole thing at the corner of Victoria and Grand, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
So how do you guys get involved with this?
I started this I had an office job I didn't like, and I was biking around and saw lumber in dumpsters. So I started 4 years ago. The inventory was mostly coming direct from dumpsters. I did a ton of social media and met people along the way. This particular one, we work a lot with Hennepin County. We're in, what are we in right now? Ramsey?
Ramsey, yep. Ramsey. Right now.
So Ramsey County recommended me to the owner, recommended Lumber Stash to the owner. So that's how we found out about this opportunity. And I've been working here pretty steady for about a month now.
And you're just like hauling the lumber out of there, but other sorts of things that might have value or might, are you trying to donate them, or are you, what do you do with this stuff?
So sell it, give it away. I found that I can make a decent living selling things really cheap this way because I don't have the overhead of commercial space. So we sell it fast and cheap. We give a lot of things away to get it out of here. But it's not just, it started out with mostly lumber, but it's, here I can change my camera here front. Let's see. Yeah, there. So it's a 1920s building. There's a bunch of cool 1920s light bulbs that are going to a family that lives like 4 blocks away. I've got my friend who owns Victory Mobile Welding here. He's cutting out tons of steel like that to reuse. There's been several restaurant people through here, and they took the nicer stuff, but the left behind stainless steel from the kitchen is going to go to Andrew, and he's going to do something cool with it.
Huh. It's so cool. We're talking with Jeremy Marshik from Lumber Stash, who right now they're in the middle of a project that's part of that St. Paul demolition of the former Billy's on Grand. They're going to turn that into some housing and a nice development over there. But what started is just reclaiming lumber. And that, that mission of like saying, hey, there were trees that were taken down to create this lumber. Let's figure out if we can reuse it instead of having to knock down new lumber. You've really extended that to all sorts of stuff. I know you had been working on the fact that some of this, being able to do it as a business, that there's some question about it, right? You have a petition on your website.
Yeah, it's illegal for a business to sell products from residential property. And this never would have been possible. When I started, I didn't have extra money to pay a landlord or buy commercial space. I just started hauling lumber home and selling it from the garage. And I think there's so much opportunity in this. It's ridiculous. We continue to be surprised with the nice things that are thrown away. I think a huge solution to that problem could be enabling anyone who wanted to I help connect a lot of people to opportunities, but anyone who was interested, you can just go take things that would have been thrown away and bring them home and sell them on Facebook Marketplace.
How much stuff do you think you kind of save from the landfill every week?
A lot. I enjoy doing it. I don't enjoy like keeping track, but quite a while ago, I came up with 1 to 2 tons a week, and I think it's gone up since then. If you can see the video, this is the main reason we were invited here, and we're going to get to that. That's some beautiful old 1920s fir. But
it is gorgeous. Was that the ceiling, or is that the floor of a second story?
That's the ceiling and the roof. Above that is foam and then a rubber roof. So we're going to work on getting that down from the top, but we're probably a month out on that. So we're working on these HVAC ducts will be reused. All this lighting just came down yesterday.
And Jeremy, if the developer didn't reach out with you, they would probably just, bulldoze this thing and haul it away, right? Because the time it takes from the contractor's standpoint you're saying how many months it takes. It must be tremendous.
Yeah. The norm, absolutely. We do a lot of residential houses. And I think also with commercial, the norm is to totally just crush everything and throw it away. Huh. There's a few things that are illegal to put in the landfill. So they'll pay extra for someone to come and take those, but those companies just dispose of them in a different way typically. And there's a few nonprofits in town. Better Futures came in and got a lot of the kitchen stuff and a lot of furniture out before we were here. Yeah. And now we're the way we operate, we're able to be like really scrappy, and we're able to get lots and lots of stuff out of here.
Well, I love it, Jeremy. I think it's it's ingenious by you, and it's also great for the environment and great for other people who are able to get access to this stuff at a low cost or no cost, which is fantastic. If somebody is out there with a project coming up, what's the best way for them to get in touch with Lumber Stash?
Thank you. We're on social media, on the website. I have a pretty basic website. The inventory, a lot of the inventory is listed there, and you can enter an email address to get on our list to send people updates.
Cool. Lumberstash.com. And yeah, I see. So you got a marble countertop out here, some treated decking, all sorts of stuff that people might be curious about. Really good stuff. Love the business. And your neighbor Van is here on the YouTube channel who said you're cool. So, that's pretty good.
It was starting out was super grassroots. Like I said, I was hauling things home from dumpsters and neighbors would come by and buy like 1 2x4 off of my driveway.
That's so cool. So good. Jeremy, really appreciate it. Thanks for being with us today. Jeremy Marshik from
Thanks for having me, Jason.
And if you're just listening on the radio, tomorrow morning on YouTube, I will take this segment and make a video. So you'll be able to watch this segment, but you can rewind it right now. If you go to the live, click on the live button at YouTube. Thanks, Jeremy. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You have a good day, too. 347. Drive Time with DeRusha is going to come back with a conversation about some trouble I stirred up on social media today.
What's about?
What do you think is more controversial? If I share a political take or say anything about the attendance at Target Field? Drive Time back in a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I was just emailing with my friend, Dr. Mohiba Tureen, in Tureen Dermatology, because I read something in the New York Times that I thought, like, oh, I got to get her taken. That is the magic of having a friend who's a dermatologist, and you can have access to that sort of care as well by reaching out to Tureen Dermatology, TAREEN dermatology.com. It's Jason here for Dr. Mohiba Tureen. And in fact, Dan just told me she's going to come on tomorrow at 4:35 to talk about men's hair loss in young men, especially. Pretty interesting story in the New York Times about that. Hair loss is just one of many things that Tureen Dermatology will treat. I go there every year. I actually have gone through some hair loss treatment at Tureen Dermatology, talked to her about my kids. You can get advice, men and women, about hair loss. They have prescriptions, they have laser, they have all sorts of different treatments that they can try that will be customized to whatever your needs are. Now, I first went to Tureen Dermatology for a full body skin checkup. My family has a history of skin cancer. My dad has had a number of growths taken off his face, and I don't want to mess around with it. You shouldn't either. And you don't have to mess around with waiting for an appointment. Tureen Dermatology will get you in as little as 3 weeks. They have 10 locations all over the Twin Cities. You can get to all of them through one spot. You want to call? It's 651-633-6883 or hit them up online. You can request an appointment right at the website, TureenDermatology.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1102. That's 800-575-1102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
I've been burned before. I was just repeating the same patterns. It turns out I had a type.
Workplaces everywhere are looking for love. And by love, we mean the easy way to order food at work. Easy Cater.
I thought ordering from great restaurants at work had to be complicated, but then I met Easy Cater. So many options, so flexible, and when I ordered for 50 gluten-free vegans without going over budget, I knew I'd found the platform I wanted to do life and lunch with.
Fall in love with Easy Cater. Start an order at easycater.com.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRANGER, click Granger.com, or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
A car fire, as it turns out, East 94 in the area of Brockton Lane. Look for the right lane to be shut down. It's been extinguished, but the crews are still on the scene doing some cleanup work. And again, it does affect the right two lanes. Traffic's jammed in both directions, especially westbound as you come up from Hemlock Lane with the big time delays there. Driving 35E northbound, some slowing to make you out of St. Paul. Heading up toward Wheelock Parkway, East 94. Get ready for some slowdowns right through downtown, but it loosens up pretty much right away, right after Mons Boulevard. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Washburn-McCreevy invites you to a free seminar for pre-planning your funeral and cremation services to help protect your family in the future. Enjoy food visit with speakers from the Bloomington Chapel Wednesday, April 8th at 11:30 a.m. at Cowboy Jack's Bloomington. Information at washburnmccreevy.com or call 612-377-7841 to RSVP.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast time, thanks to our friends at Washburn McCreevy Funeral, Cremation, and Pre-Planning Services. Tonight, mostly cloudy, low of 38. Tomorrow, scattered afternoon showers, high is 61. And then Thursday, more scattered showers. A lot of scattered showers in the coming days. It's sunny and 45. You know what, tonight wouldn't be a bad night to go on off to the Minneapolis Club right up the street from us. I'm going to the Twins game, but I might stop for a pregame moment at the Minneapolis Club. Their bar is open. Their dinner, their restaurant, Charlie's, is open for everybody as well at night. So go check it out at the Minneapolis Club. 3:53 drive time. Here we go.
Drive time with DeRusha, where the conversation's always in drive. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, it is Twins Ticket Tuesday. So make sure you keep listening for that Win Twins sounder, because caller 3 gets a 4-pack of tickets to the April 17th game, Twins in Cincinnati, 7:10. That is the first of a 3-gamer against the Cincinnati Reds. It's a Friday night. Friday night means happy hour, $2 beer, hot dogs, and snacks before the game. So get your tickets at twins.com. And it is the Minnesota Twins. It's that discourse that I want to talk to you about.
Because you're in all kinds of trouble online.
Well, the internet, Dan, does not appreciate when I expressed surprise at how many people were ripping the Twins for having a tiny crowd at last night's game. It was about 35 or 36 at first pitch. The announced attendance.
The temperature, not the number of people.
Well, it sort of looked like
it. Sort of looked like it.
The announced attendance was what?
12,000 and change. And
the Twins TV posted this sort of cool open that they did, this sort of Monday Night Football style. But they had the players kind of introducing themselves over like a camera on a wire.
Mm-hmm. The fly-by-wire.
And the fly-by-wire showed about, I would say, max 2,000 people in the stand.
Right.
That was before. It was right around first pitch. It was very cold. It was the Monday after Easter. And so I posited that perhaps the small crowd was because it's the first Monday night game of the season when it was 30-some degrees.
No, that wouldn't have anything to do with it.
The response is basically, if you say anything that isn't, Pollad, sell the team, you are accused of carrying water for the Pollad. And look, it is possible to believe that fans are mad, that the Pollads have responsibility for how they did not spend extra money the year after the Twins finally won a playoff game. And the truth is they also haven't spent much money this year.
Spent even less, in fact.
They spent less, and after talk that, hey, like, we're going to be open to anything, we're here to compete, have they spent any money to back that up? No. So at this point, all you have is anger. Because you don't know, is the team any good? Are they not any good? You don't know. We've seen some good. We've seen some bad. The season's barely started. So am I carrying water by saying, I think that maybe the bigger factor, I'm not discounting that there's anger, that fans may punish the team going forward.
It's very real. There's no question about it.
And also, because I believe in facts, I did something crazy, Dan. I looked up some early first Friday of the season without even cross-referencing temperature.
You lunatic, you.
Last year, Monday, April 8th, 15,000. Monday, April 10th of 2023, 12,000. Monday, April 15th of 2019, 11,700. Man, were we freaking out in 2019 like this? Everybody hates them. April 9th, 2018, 15,500. I'm detecting a trend. That's all I'm saying. Early April baseball is punishing here. I'm not carrying water. Some of you guys are professionally miserable. Not the people at Continental Diamond, where your Continental Diamond time check is $3.58.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. When your day needs a reset, try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. The refreshers you love, now with extra caffeine. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
Wish your life came with a warning app?
That dog does not want to be petted.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its Prediabetes Awareness Partners.
Jason here for my friend Chris Lindahl, and odds are you have seen Chris handing out those big red checks. Maybe you've seen the TV commercials. Maybe you've seen it right here in our video feed on YouTube. It is a cool moment when Chris brings that big red check to homeowners here in Minnesota and Western Wisconsin, because it's a life-changing thing. They're saying yes to that guaranteed cash offer. They're saying yes to I don't have to deal with headaches. They're saying yes to I don't have to have open houses. I don't have to have people flaking out at the last minute. I don't have to pay realtor fees or anything. The sleepless nights are gone. They get the big red check. Does it make sense for you? I recommend going to chrislindahl.com. Chris, you can trust. Kind, generous, my friend. I've known him for years. The guaranteed cash offer gives you speed and takes away the headaches. Get the free Smart Seller Guide today at chrislindahl.com.
News Talk 830 WCCO, Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump has received a proposal from Iran that could postpone any threatened action against Iran if it fails to agree to a peace deal tonight. CBS's Linda Kenyon reports from the White House.
The proposal conveyed by the Prime Minister of Pakistan states diplomatic efforts for peaceful settlement are, quote, progressing steadily, strongly, and powerfully, with the potential to lead to substantive results in the near future. To allow diplomacy to run its course, I urgently request President Trump to extend the deadline for 2 weeks. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt responded, the president has been made aware of the proposal and a response will come.
The Pope is criticizing President Trump's threats to civilian targets in Iran. CBS's Allison Keyes with more.
Without mentioning the United States, Pope Leo XIV is calling the threat against all the people of Iran unacceptable.
Reject war, especially a war which many people have said is an unjust war.
The pontiff adds that the war on Iran is
it's only provoking more hatred throughout the world.
Pope Leo is calling on citizens of all the nations involved to tell authorities to work for peace. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
A Georgia runoff election is underway to replace former GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene. Republican District Attorney Clay Fuller is a former lieutenant colonel in the Air National Guard and has President Trump's support.
I really have heard positive things about President Trump's economic plan, and they just want to see it through.
Democrat Sean Harris is a farmer and retired Army general.
We'll be moving into a whole new thing of saying somebody's going to represent all the people here in Northwest Georgia.
Harris performed slightly better than Fuller in a special election on March 10th, but neither secured a majority of the vote, forcing today's runoff. Now that the Artemis II crew has completed the journey around the far side of the moon, they have 3 days until their arrival on Earth, CBS senior space consultant Bill Harwood.
They're going to brief the scientists later, talking about the observations they made. They're going to start packing up that capsule because if you've seen all the video of the crew inside, it's fairly cramped. And then for re-entry day, which is Friday, they're going to hit the atmosphere at 25,000 miles per hour.
A source tells CBS News that in New York tomorrow, Rex Heuermann is expected to plead guilty in the Gilgo Beach murder case. Meantime, the son of one of the victims has filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the accused serial killer and his family. John Ray is the attorney for the family of Valerie Mack.
We claim in the suit that Rex Heuermann tortured, slaughtered, murdered Valerie Mack. And there's a wrongful death suit for that.
The U.S. urges citizens to reconsider traveling to Saudi Arabia for the Hajj pilgrimage scheduled for later this month. This is CBS News.
Go to the ends of the earth, half a world away. Reach for the stars.
If I take time to think, they might go get Brad.
On CBS, Sunday morning.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Sunny and 43 degrees at 4:03. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Fry. Today marked the first court appearance for a woman charged in a fatal hit and run at the University of St. Thomas.
22-year-old Gabriella Liebgott appeared in Hennepin County District Court to face criminal vehicular homicide charges after prosecutors allege that Liebgott left the scene of a fatal collision that killed 22-year-old St. Thomas student Sahem Hassan. Court documents say it happened on March 22nd at approximately 3 a.m. in Minneapolis in the 600 block of Marshall Street Northeast, while Liebgott was allegedly under the influence and that she later tried to get her vehicle repaired to conceal the crime. Bail with conditions including ankle monitoring was set at $100,000. Her next court appearance is set for May 29th. In downtown Minneapolis, I'm Taylor Rivera. News Talk 830 WCCO.
A Hennepin County judge has vacated a first-degree murder conviction in a 2008 Minneapolis nightclub shooting after a new review of the case. 38-year-old Jarrell Brown has spent nearly 18 years in prison after being convicted in that shooting death of Darius Miller. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty says advancements in technology led experts to re-examine key evidence. Hennepin Healthcare has a new CEO. Dr. John Cumming was appointed by the Hennepin Healthcare Board today following the resignation of outgoing acting administrator David Hugh. His departure comes a week after fellow co-administrator Dr. J. Kevin Croston also stepped down. The incoming CEO served as interim CEO at Hennepin Healthcare in 2019 and 2020. The changes come as Hennepin Healthcare faces a dire financial outlook and a possible closure with possible legislative action needed to keep the state's busiest level 1 trauma center afloat. Safety officials gathering at Gillette Children's today to bring attention to increasing injuries due to e-bikes and scooters. Emergency rooms are treating more patients hurt from these devices because of improper use, traveling at excessive speeds, and riders not wearing helmets. Colleen Woods is with Regions Hospital.
Our message today is not about blame. It's not about banning e-bikes or e-scooters. It's about awareness and prevention. Helmets matter. Age-appropriate use matters. Education and supervision matter. As we move into spring, the use of e-bikes and e-scooters increases, and it's critical to keep this issue top of mind.
Wood also said that in e-scooter cases alone, 60% of injuries were a result of unhelmeted operators. An Earth Month tradition returning to the Mall of America this morning.
Without further ado, let's kick off this Earth Month and release some ladybugs.
The MOA landscaping team releasing thousands of ladybugs at Nickelodeon Universe that'll help more than 30,000 live plants throughout the mall. The mall says the ladybugs serve as a natural pesticide and eco-friendly method to protect and maintain plant health. It's 4:06 on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
94 eastbound near Brockton Lane. Our car fire has been extinguished and cleared out. All lanes have been reopened, so you got 4 lanes back available to you. A little bit of a slowdown eastbound. Westbound continues to be jammed up as you come up from Hemlock Lane. 694 westbound is jammed up. Highway 10 over to Highway 252. If you're going to be traveling across town, got some slowdowns there both directions between Cedar and 100. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
An air conditioner at Metro Heating and Cooling is, on average, only $5,400 installed. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by Metro Heating and Cooling. Here's Chris Schaefer.
It won't be as cold tonight. That's good news. More clouds with an overnight low of 38. It will stay breezy. That southeast wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy for much of the day tomorrow. Nice warmth up to 61. Still windy. We could see some scattered showers pop in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy with scattered showers possible later on Thursday. We cool back to the low 50s.
All right, thank you, Chris. Sunny and 43 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
The conversation doesn't end at the headline. It's just the beginning. Let's dive in. News Talk 830 WCCO. Good questions. Topics you'll probably talk about at dinner. Places to go for dinner. This is the Ride Home Reimagined. Welcome to Drive Time with DeRusha. Thanks to Luther Kia of Bloomington. Now, here's Jason DeRusha.
Well, we've got about 3 hours left to find out if the United States is going to obliterate an entire civilization. Right, yeah. What? Yes. If you haven't been following the news, honestly, what's that like? It sounds amazing. It sounds so, I'm so interested to hear more about it. What do you think is going to happen tonight, and what should happen? 651-461-9226. I am not an expert on international war crimes law, and I think, as you know, I don't like to be hyperbolic if I don't have to be. And I do think what the President of the United States described on True Social this morning is genocide. Donald Trump, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. What? Then he says, maybe something revolutionarily wonderful can happen. Who knows? We will find out tonight one of the most important moments in the long and complex history of the world. 47 years of extortion, corruption, and death will finally end. God bless the great people of Iran. The President of the United States, if I'm reading that correctly, that is the president threatening to wipe out an entire civilization. Indeed, we will find out tonight. I mean, to say, first of all, this is disgusting and offensive and embarrassing. Where are you on this? At 651-461-9226. Because we're 3 hours away from apparently the United States deciding just to obliterate another country. It's disgusting. Now, I don't mind a little bit of tough talk and a little bit of bravado and a little bit of bluster when you're at war. I really don't. I know some people, no matter what Donald Trump says, are going to freak out about it. I didn't, it's war. But there is a different level, and there's a massive difference to me in talking about, our military is going to send them back to the Stone Ages. I think that's probably pushing it, but that didn't particularly bother me. You're at war. What do you think's going to happen? Like, we're not here to come and say, like, hey, like, we really mean it. Like, no. We're trying to prevent Iran from getting a nuclear weapon, or we have destroyed much of the regime, the prior regime, the Ayatollah. And I'm not mad about any of that stuff. I'm not. But is this the America that you voted for? Or are people just dismissing this as bluster? And indeed, Pakistan over the last 2 hours gave a little bit of an out, proposing another 2-week delay. And that's sort of what I wonder. At a certain point, if you make threats and don't deliver on them, then you lose all your power. So it does make me nervous that Donald Trump is going to follow through. And then what? Because nobody can stop the president. Judges sort of stop, but it's well after the fact. Congress just twiddles their thumb. They don't do anything. And what has Congress done other than go on a 2-week vacation in the middle of all of this? Just makes me feel. This weekend, I felt incredible pride at the way our military went out there and rescued a fallen airman. Oh, the brilliance of that mission. It's a reminder of our strength as a country, that we could devise such a daring rescue plan and then achieve it. Amazing. Amazing heroism, amazing planning. The full thing was amazing. And to take that moment, and now we're talking about obliterating and destroying a civilization. Feels like genocide to me. Lots of texts coming in. 651-461-9226. Your calls are welcome as to what you think should happen. Republicans need to get a backbone and impeach Trump, says a 952er. The guy in his administration is out of control. This is not America that he's representing. I mean, impeaching him isn't going to do anything.
Well, and this isn't an impeachable. Saying this isn't impeachable, I don't think at all. We've seen this movie from him how many times now? Where it's the bluff, it's the bluster, it's look at all the stuff.
Art of the deal.
Well,
and his fans are all art of the deal, art of the deal.
We're overwhelming you militarily. I'm overwhelming you with rhetoric. You should just cut a deal. When what it screams to me is this didn't work out how they had hoped, and they don't know how to get out of it. And so if we just push hard enough, the Iranians will back down or find a way to cut a deal that allows us to get out of here, because this is killing him politically back in the United States. So the harder he pushes, to me, the more desperate he looks. And I'm sure to the Iranians, the more desperate he looks.
Yeah.
Because they don't seem to have any notion of doing anything other than calling his bluff. And so when you see the Pakistani leader come out then and say, well, negotiations are going really, really well, so we're going to delay that. We should delay this 2 more weeks, which is what we've done the last couple of times that, he's set a deadline and we're going to bomb you back to the Stone Age if you don't make a deal. Well, no, but now we're making progress, so let's go ahead and delay it. I haven't seen a deal yet. I haven't seen the outline of a deal. I haven't seen rumblings of a deal other than what he says. So the rhetoric is brutal. Again, I don't know that the rhetoric itself is impeachable.
I don't think so.
If he followed through on it, if he actually wiped out
Right.
Iran as a civilization, that might be.
Yeah, but so what, right? Like at a certain point, you're like, the mechanisms that people want to go to are so quaint in the face of an administration that's just going to do what they want. And I get I get the appeal. I think Americans rightly have been frustrated with the fact that their government doesn't act swiftly. They don't act quickly. They take forever. They don't do things that affect our lives. And so now you get the guy saying, I'm just going to blow everything up. Literally. The president has been losing a lot of his most vocal sort of conservative allies, or MAGA allies, I would say. Tucker Carlson spoke out against this.
Megyn Kelly's been speaking out against it. Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene, he lost her already. I worry whichever way Trump goes. If we extend this another 2 weeks, it is a reminder. Well, I think the whole idea that like we can intimidate people who are absolute zealots, who are willing to like lose their own lives for their religious cause, is sort of a losing effort anyway. Because I think the Iranian people may be a different thing, but the Iranian military, the Iranian, the new Ayatollah, the new leadership, whatever, they don't care. They don't care. Like they're not going to sacrifice their own people. They've, reportedly.
They just got done killing 30,000, 40,000.
That's right.
And how many of those 30,000, 40,000 would have been the ones who could have led some sort of uprising that would have toppled this regime?
So what threat makes someone like that do anything? Just seems ridiculous.
In an odd way, the worst thing that happened was Venezuela, because that, I think, convinced him that he could just rush in there, bomb the crap out of somebody, and the government would roll over and do whatever he wanted.
Yeah.
And it's not working in Iran.
651-461-9226. Death to America. Sound familiar, says a texter. I will say this. When you as an American have decided that your moral compass, your way of acting is how Iran is acting, if you are justifying the president of the United States because those guys say death to America, get a reality check. You've lost your morality. You've lost your moral authority. So this incessant ability to say, well, those guys are pretty bad. Is that what we want America to be? It's not what I want America to be. But because you love Donald Trump so much, or you hate the media so much, or you hate anyone who's criticized Donald Trump so much, you're willing to just, they say death to America. They've planned. Yes. I think you can make some real arguments, legitimate arguments for this military action, for this war. But can you make a case for ending the Iranian civilization? Can you? Really? Really? And if your case is, they say death to America, like, come on. Mike in Lakeville. Mike, I'm a little nervous as to what's going to happen in now 2 hours and 40 minutes. What are you thinking about this?
Well, Jason, thanks for taking my call. I love your show. I always listen to it.
Thank you.
Iran didn't really have a nuclear weapons. They were maybe close, but what about North Korea? They've got missiles that can reach the continental United States, and they were bases in the Pacific.
Yeah.
And for years, we knew that they were developing nuclear weapons. And before they even got to that stage, we could have done something. But is that going to be the next battleground? I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah. Your point is well stated, Mike, because there are other countries that hate us. And so our approach has always been like, all right, let's try to manage this through strength of military, but also there's sort of the deterrence theory, but also diplomatic negotiation. Now, and
he has mentioned that too, Kim Jong-il. He has mentioned he'd turn the area into a ring of fire.
Right. Yeah, for a president who said he wanted to reel in the wars, this is not, I got to be honest, I took him at his word. This is not what I expected. It's not what I expected.
No.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you. Let's break. Lots of texts, lots of calls. We'll share your feeling on this. What do you think is going to happen tonight? What's your prediction? 651-461-9226. Drive time rolling on here on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Jason here with an important message about your skin. Your skin is so important, and so many of us don't take proper care of it. When's the last time that you made an appointment with a dermatologist? Tureen Dermatology would love to see you. Love to see you. Skin cancer is such a serious concern. It's the most common cancer in the United States. And Dr. Mohiba Tureen over at Tureen Dermatology tells me the good news here is when you catch it early, skin cancer is so treatable. There are some warning signs you should look out for if you've noticed a mole changing in size and shape or color or a spot that it just won't heal. I don't want you to ignore it. I want you to do what I do, which is call Dr. Mohiba Tureen and Tureen Dermatology. 10 locations all over the Twin Cities. They will not make you wait. If you try to get an appointment of one of the other dermatologists, if you call them right now, it may take you 6 months. Tureen will see you within 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 651-633-6883. Or you can request an appointment. I go to Roseville. You might go to Eagan or Lakeville. Go to Tureen, Tareen, dermatology.com.
Want to make the most of your tax refund? File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
Wait, everything on this IHOP value menu is just $6?
I told you it was amazing. A huge plate of pancakes, bacon, and eggs is just $6.
Wow.
There's also French toast, a ham and cheese omelet, and oh, they got a BLT and fries now.
Okay, we're coming here every day.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Feast for just $6 with the IHOP value menu. $7 in some locations, available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
I never thought of myself as the type to settle down. Never knew where the team's next lunch was coming from. But then I met you, Easy Cater.
Workplaces everywhere are saying, I do want delicious food at work. And they're ordering from beloved restaurants with Easy Cater.
You were reliable. You had great options for every budget, even when marketing ops did keto again. We got through that together. With you, it's just so easy. Easy Cater, will you keep showing up at my workplace forever?
Find love at first lunch. Order at easycater.com.
Jason DeRusha.
You never know on this show. Yes.
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I cried my eyes by Elizabeth Taylor. Tell me for real, do you think it's forever?
2 hours and 35 minutes until your United States of America destroys a whole civilization. This is the president's own words from this morning on True Social. A whole civilization will die tonight. That's what he said. Never to be brought back again. I don't want that to happen, but it probably will. Which is the kind of thing that, look, you can dismiss as tough talk and the art of the deal, and maybe it will turn out to be so, but we are... Man, that clock's ticking. That clock is ticking. Lots of text coming in. Texter says Trump has overplayed his hand. That is the result of an ego that knows no bounds. Another says, if you believe anything that Felon 47 says, then you are not very bright. I don't know. Is that the approach? I go back and forth on that, right? Like the idea, I guess I am sick of pretending like, well, it's just tough talk. It's just big talk Trump. Can't take it seriously. Sorry, he's the president of the United States. If he says it, I'm taking it seriously. If he's full of crap, if that's his negotiating ploy, fine. But I don't think it's responsible for us as Americans to keep playing the game of saying like, well, maybe he's just talking tough. I think we saw what happened with tough talk when it was directed towards Somalis in Minnesota. Next thing you know, there are 3,000, 4,000 federal agents snatching people up in some cases. So I take him seriously. Would the military refuse the orders to annihilate this Iranian civilization? I don't think so. I think if the orders were given, they would carry it out. I think they would carry it out. Texter says, I think if the Strait of Hormuz remains closed and gasoline remains high, Trump is viewed as a buffoon by most. And that's why Trump is going off his rocker with this play to open the Strait of Hormuz, says a texter. I think that's right. That's the number one issue, right? On Easter morning when the president says, open the strait, you guys all heard it. Like that is priority number one. And I think it was gasbuddy.com today saying that they were anticipating diesel to be over $5 a gallon here in Minnesota starting tomorrow. So places in the country where gasoline prices, our gas is high, but it's not like holy crap high compared to the rest of the country, is coming. And so hence the urgency. I am sad, angry, frustrated, embarrassed for the actions of our country and for those that can't stand up to know what they know is completely wrong, says a texter. I'm also very sad for my Persian friends over hoping for a change in the way their country was run. So there would be more freedom and democracy, and now that's not happening for them either. Boy, that's a good point. And even as I share my frustration and my fears about what's going to happen tonight and my frustration about what America is supposed to stand for, even in wartime, I also say, because we can believe all of these things, that I'm glad that U.S. action at least gives Iran a hope for some change. So I think you'd be hard-pressed to find many people who are mad with the result of what our initial military action has been over there. But as usual, we have to take it to 11, America is better than this, says a texter. Another texter says, Jason, I think Trump will drag this out long enough just to get the strait open and then tell everyone he won. Another texter says, I don't love Trump one bit, but it's clear that we either act first or die. I don't know that that is clear. I think Iran certainly has missiles that could travel far enough to hit our allies. But I don't know that the United States is under a direct threat from Iran. I mean, do you feel safer with Iran today than you did before U.S. action? I think that's folly. I think that's folly to say that that's true. Another texter says on YouTube, you haven't been paying attention. If you think Trump is merely trying to intimidate these lunatics, he's doing exactly what he said, taking the steps that no previous president was willing to take. I think that's true also. I don't know. I would say 60% chance that the United States does obliterate Iran tonight. That's what I think. We'll break. Thank goodness we have other things to talk about, right? And in a minute, we're going to talk about a Stillwater pizza place that just got some national recognition. It's a different kind of pizza and a different kind of entrepreneur. I think you're going to love this guy. DeRusha eats at Melt Pizzeria in Stillwater. That's coming up next here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
What draws my admiration? What is that which gives me joy? Baseball. A man stands alone at a plate. This is the time for what? For individual achievement.
Pulls this one deep into the corner. It's gone for a home run. 2-run shot for Trevor Warnick.
But in the field, what? Part of a team.
Right center field, Buxton back, base of the wall. Byron leaps up and makes the catch.
Stands full of fans. What does he have to say? I get nowhere unless the team wins.
Team wins. Clutch at the plate. Range in the field. That's the formula for a winning season of Twins baseball. Hear every pitch on News Talk 830 WCCO.
You know when your air conditioner chooses the hottest day of the year to quit? Yeah, that's exactly what a proper tune-up helps prevent. At Metro Heating and Cooling, our complete professional AC tune-up is just $109 because we do more than the bargain guys. We inspect the system, test performance, clean critical components, and catch small problems before they turn into expensive breakdowns. So before the heat really hits, protect your comfort, your wallet, and your family. Call 214-304-7658 now and schedule your 109 AC tune-up with Metro Heating and Cooling. Done right the first time, so you stay cool all summer long.
Hi, Ryan O'Neill with the Minnesota Real Estate Team and RE/MAX Advantage Plus. Our team is here to help you with any real estate questions you may have about buying, selling, or investing. Our approach is simple. We focus on you and your best interests. No hard sales pitch, rush, or pressure. We work on your timeline. 612-294-6949, mnrealestateshow.com. That's 612-294-6949.
Right now, for the month of April, Lindus Construction offering free installation on labor on GAF asphalt shingles and those great Leaf Guard brand gunners. Just call 844-9-LINDUS, LINDUS, or lindusconstruction.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1102. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at tra.com or call 800-575-1102. That's 800-575-1102. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber with a special message for any local business owner looking to diversify your income. Amazon Hub Delivery is making it easy to earn extra money. When you partner with Amazon Hub Delivery, you and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area. With each package delivered, you'll gain extra income and exposure for your business. There's no upfront cost, no delivery experience, and no long-term contracts required. Get started today at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Got your slowdowns placed traveling East 94 as make the round between Franklin Avenue heading over to Snelling Avenue. 394 eastbound is jammed up 100 to 94. 94 westbound, heavy traffic. Kind of been that way all afternoon as you make the round between 494 heading up toward Rockton Lane up on the north side, Highway 610. A little bit of a slowdown as you make way between 252 and Broadway. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
What a crazy winter. Crabgrass season will be early. Don't wait till it's too late to get your project scheduled. Call ProTurf 952-469-8680 or see their work at professionalturf.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by ProTurf. You can find them at professionalturf.com. Here's Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
A much milder night tonight, mostly cloudy, only cooling back to 38. Stays breezy tonight, southeast wind. It shifts to the southwest tomorrow, and that's going to pump some nice heat our way. 61 the afternoon high. A few scattered showers are possible in the afternoon. We could see some more showers late on Thursday after a high of 51.
Pretty sunny out there still right now. 45 degrees. Not bad for first pitch coming up here in about 2 hours on CCO.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
DeRusha, he has the eats.
Nobody brings you the Twin Cities restaurant scene like your favorite foodie. Now, Jason explores some of the great chefs, owners, and stories right in our own backyard. Drive Time now transitions into DeRusha Eats.
And DeRusha Eats is brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. Our guest today has just received some national recognition, a huge finish in a big pizza competition, actually an international competition. It's Anthony Gilbert, the owner of Melt Pizza Company, and he's with us in studio today from Stillwater. Anthony, congratulations. My goodness.
Thanks, Jason. Appreciate it.
Well, first tell me what this pizza competition was.
Yeah, so it's at the International Pizza Expo. It's held every year there in Las Vegas, and 780 competitors, I think it was this year, come and compete over a 3-day period of time. A couple different divisions, a lot of different styles of pizza. But I was fortunate to compete in 2 different divisions this year.
And you placed 5th place in Detroit style pizza and 1st place in the Northwestern division. What is that?
Yeah, I did. So in pan pizza, I was fortunate to take home the 5th best Detroit style pizza. And then in non-traditional, I took home 1st place. I took 14th overall, but 1st place within my division, which I am fortunate to have done for the 2nd time in the last 3 years on that one. So
tell me your story, because when you first opened your business, you started as a pop-up, right?
Yeah, I did. So I started as a pop-up in March of 2021 is actually when I began this project. Started making pizzas just in my home for friends and family, just really close acquaintances. And then I kind of snowballed that into a pop-up at a cocktail lounge over in Hudson, Wisconsin. Did that for about 13, 14 months. Did a weekly pop-up over there.
That was like breweries. Right behind Pedro's,
yep.
Right?
Yeah, right behind there in the Pedro's Lounge. Did that, a couple local breweries. Until I was fortunate to come upon a space in downtown Stillwater where I opened up this Melt Pizza in February of 23.
And when you opened that up, you want to be the best, but like thinking you could be world class, like did that ever enter your mind?
Not initially, no. I mean, obviously it's cool to be on that level of international recognition for what you're doing. But it really wasn't something that I had thought I was able to do until I got out there 3 years ago, competed for the first time. And this is kind of where I landed that first time. And so it's kind of drove me to keep pursuing competition and see where I stack up.
I mean, you think about it, you've had 2 regional wins in 3 years, back-to-back top 10 Detroit style finishes in the world. And this is not like look, sometimes people who win these quote unquote competitions, it's like, a fan vote or something,
right,
or a media thing, whatever. All of that is cool. Like anytime one of our restaurants gets recognition, I think it's great for all of them.
It's amazing. Yeah.
But you competed against 780 contestants from around the world.
Yeah. I mean,
this is like, and then this is pretty intense, right?
It's a big deal. I mean, this is kind of what drives me, I think, more than all those other kind of competitions locally, regionally, that kind of stuff. It's kind of getting out there and getting against people that love pizza on the same level as you and seeing where you stack up against them is really exciting for me.
What kind of pizza did you enter? I assume you made your dough in Stillwater and then flew out to Vegas with it?
Yeah, I made everything in our shop in Stillwater, packed it up in cooler, flew out to Vegas Sunday night, got it on out there, and then I had to wait till Wednesday morning to compete. So had to hold all that stuff over on site there at the convention center till it was time to go.
Explain, Anthony Gilbert, the owner of Melt Pizza Company in Stillwater. Explain what a Detroit style pizza is, because I think people maybe they know it more, maybe not. What is Detroit style?
It's definitely popular. It's definitely been up and coming. To me, it's a focaccia-like dough. It is cooked in a pan, but it's not pan pizza. It's not like Chicago deep dish. Sometimes I have people coming in thinking that's what it is. It's a light and airy, fluffy crust, crunchy bottom, and the thing that separates it is it's cooked in a pan with cheese all the way to the edges. So you get these caramelized cheese walls. Then from there, we usually top ours with, a lot of high quality ingredients on top, finished with hot, warm sauce on top of that, and then kind of whatever you want from there.
Melt Pizza Company in Stillwater has been open now for a couple of years. It's been a crazy time to be a restaurant owner, hasn't it?
It has been, yeah. It's been, I don't know any other way, but I'm told that
there was a before times, Anthony.
That's what I'm told. Yeah, I only know what I know now, but I hear it's this is some of the harder times to be a restaurant owner.
What have you found? What has surprised you most about your time in Stillwater?
I think for me, getting in with the community and building up a reputation and building up regulars and just becoming part of the community there has been the most surprising and the most, fortunate thing that I could ask for. There's a lot of tourism in Stillwater, but to be liked by both locals and tourists alike has been, I'm very fortunate to have that.
You're in a great spot. Like, people might remember it was the original Lolito, and before that it was like something in the Pearl or something.
Yeah, Pearl and the Thief.
Pearl and the Thief.
Yeah.
You're in a great spot.
Yeah.
But a little bit down, I guess. I don't know. It's funny how you get these micro neighborhoods in a 5-block area, right? But there's so many great restaurants there. Is it different from when you were in Hudson, or is the Minnesota side different from the Wisconsin side at all?
I think so. Yeah, I think the Minnesota side has been really receptive to us. It's kind of funny. I live in Hudson, and it's only a 12-minute drive for me.
Right.
But I get a lot of people that, back when I go over to Hudson, run into the people that are like, oh, I should go down and visit you. Like, it's so far away. It's like, it's less than 15 minutes to come see me. But no, Minnesota side's been really great. Stillwater's been really great. There is a lot of high quality restaurants in that downtown strip. And I get why it's a destination for people to want to go to and dine down there.
When you look at the competition scene, like, you run into pizza makers from all over the world.
Yeah.
Are they like, do they even know about Minnesota? Are they surprised to have like a good pizza from Minnesota?
When I meet people, when I travel and tell people that I'm from the Twin Cities, Minneapolis, St. Paul, people know about like Ann Kim's spots, obviously.
Yeah.
But outside of that, people really don't know anything kind of on a national level. So I feel fortunate to kind of hopefully put a name to that when I meet some of these people abroad. But yeah, the Minnesota Twin Cities pizza scene seems kind of underrated in my experience, getting to know other pizza makers.
Yeah, it is. I mean, when you look around, there are so many different styles of pizza, which I think has been really fun, right? Like your style, the Detroit style, rectangle, and you guys came on sort of in similar times.
Yeah.
But the OG, I always think of Little Caesars, like when I'm explaining to people like back in the day.
They're based out of Detroit. They are technically the original kind of.
It's not, I mean, yours is better than that. Yours is better than that. But still, what pizzas do you like in Minnesota or in Wisconsin?
I mean, I think you named, Rectangle. I'm very close with those guys. We've been friends for a long time. They make really great stuff. Ann Kim's places like Pizzeria Lola. I miss Young Joni. Unfortunately, that closed.
Yeah.
Hello Pizza's really great. And then there's some new up and coming and kind of under the radar ones, like Good Times out in Minneapolis.
Good Times is solid.
Yeah,
if you like a tavern style, I think it's excellent.
Yeah. There's a lot of great pizza here in the Twin Cities for sure.
You're one of the greats in the world. I mean, how did they judge this? Is it like a blind tasting, or what are they doing?
Yeah, it is a blind tasting. So I actually was a judge this year as well. Not in the categories of which I competed, but I was a judge the prior day. And it's cool. It's all blind. There's about 8 tables of 3 judges each. We're all certified. We're all trained in the different styles, the different techniques, what to look for. And then all these pizzas, I mean, there's pizzas coming back every 90 seconds, every 2 minutes. So they kind of just randomly get assigned to a table. There's 3 of you. You don't say a word, not allowed to talk. You look at the pizza, you observe it, you eat it, try it, do your things, write down your scores on the score sheet, and then you hand them over. And I think it makes it fair and balanced, and it just kind of neutralizes any sort of swaying of scoring one way or another.
Want you to go check them out. You guys are open
7 days a week, lunch and dinner.
Pretty good. Go visit, especially on like Sundays through Wednesdays.
Yes. You'll be able to get in a little quicker then.
Yeah. Do you have reservations, or is it just first come, first serve?
We do have reservations. Yep. We have
All right.
reservations online through our website every day of the week.
Pretty cool. The website is meltpizzacompany.com. You just click on reserve and it'll get you right to there. Because people think about that, especially if you're driving out to Stillwater.
For sure.
You're getting a lot of publicity about this. So hopefully you guys will be nice and busy. And
make a reservation. We'll save you a spot.
Congratulations on your success. It's so fun. Next up is Naples, right? Naples,
yeah. I'm off to Naples in 2 months.
Naples, Italy.
Naples, Italy.
The pizza, the real Naples.
Yeah.
Really good stuff. Anthony Gilbert, thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jason.
DeRusha Eats is brought to you by the Minnesota Pork Board. We'll break. Drive time coming back in just a minute. Before we break, a reminder that the Minneapolis Club, right in downtown Minneapolis, is open to the public. I think a lot of people don't know you go there for events. I was just there for a private dinner last week, and oh my gosh, the chef, the food he made was through the roof. So good. But you can go for dinner, go for drinks, go for happy hour every night. They're open to the public except Monday. So check it out. Minneapolis Club right in downtown. Drive time back in just a minute.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, Jason here. And when we're talking pizza, I don't know, can you have a great pizza without the help of Minnesota pork? It's Jason for the Minnesota Pork Board. Yes, let's put flavor on the table and tastewhatporkcando.com. So many recipe ideas. But to me, like, when I'm testing your pizza, I'm going first, cheese. I just want to taste what's your sauce like, what's your ratio of sauce to dough, what's your dough taste like, what's your fermentation like. But then, man, give me that pepperoni and sausage. Oh, do I love a good pork sausage, a pork pepperoni. Minnesota Pork and our Minnesota pig farmers are working so hard to bring you delicious, lean, high-protein Minnesota pork. And you should ask for it by name because I want your local grocery store and your local butcher shop to be supporting these 3,000 family farmers that are working so hard every corner of this state. So go to that grocery store, go to that butcher shop. Let's have Minnesota pork for dinner tonight. Oh, yeah.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PROMO25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PROMO25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PROMO25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the good feed store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Spring cleaning isn't just for your house, it's for your life. If your job is getting old, it's time to clear the clutter and spring into IT. Go to My Computer Career.
My Computer Career helped me get the skills and certifications I needed to start a new life as an IT professional in months, not years.
Earn the certifications the top employers are looking for right now. Visit mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation to see if it's time to spring into IT. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And the crash just getting cleared out of the way for East 694 end of the ramp to Highway 65. 694 westbound, get ready for your heavy stuff. It all starts at Highway 10, continues to Highway 100. If you're going to be traveling 610, got your slowdowns between 252 and Broadway. Over on the west side of the metro, North 169, get ready for slowdowns there as you move between Minnetonka Boulevard and Medicine Lake Road. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
If you have trees to trim or need tree removal, call an ISA certified arborist. Call the CCO Land Company I use. B&M Tree Service, 1-800-569-9034, or get on the web, bnmtree.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, here's the forecast. Twins game tonight. First pitch, 6:40. Somebody who hosts Drive Time with DeRusha may be raising the Twins territory flag, and I'll be doing it when it's about 40 degrees or so. Tonight's low is 38. Tomorrow, we're up to 61, some scattered afternoon showers. Thursday, 10 degrees cooler. Sort of the same scattered showers possible late. Right now, it is sunny and 45 on CCO.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha
This sounds like torture to me.
on News Talk 830 WCCO.
I need a show. So Alyssa and I have been home. Last night we watched the national championship. Dan, did you watch the national championship last night?
That was actually about the only thing I didn't watch last night.
You had a lot.
Going on.
You had a lot on the Dan Cook viewing experience.
So, Monday nights obviously is Monday Night Raw. So that's on the main.
Of course
that's on the main stage.
That's a wrestling program.
Mm-hmm. And then on the laptop was the ball game, the Twins game.
Yeah.
And then on my phone, I think I had the coverage of NASA and the Orion and the moon pictures and all that good stuff. So I had about 3 things going at once last night.
So last night we watched the national championship, which was kind of is a bruiser of a game. It's a bruiser.
Saw a lot of social media messages to that effect, that it was a very physical game.
A reminder how spoiled we are watching NBA basketball. Like, I did not find the national championship that entertaining because even though it was close, it was a lot of missed shots, a lot of sloppy, a lot of banging.
Did I not see at one point you say which was your favorite free throw from the national
championship?
game?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be my hottest. So
Nope.
You should be following me at DeRusha J on X if you like to see a train wreck. If you like to see fun things to do and interesting stuff, DeRusha J on Instagram.
Right. If you like to see people kick over an anthill, DeRusha J on Twitter.
And on TikTok, you get like me in a bathrobe. It's like a little more unhinged.
Fully clothed and tied and yeah.
Yeah, this is unrelated. Someone texted and it's like, hey, did you see about the bathhouse? And I did. And you should check out our podcast because that's where our program started today. But anyway, I need a show. So I watched some George Clooney movie called Jay Kelly. We watched that. If you have a good show or a good movie, text me 651-461-9226 because Jay Kelly was fine. And maybe we need to watch movies, 2-hour movies. But like we're up with The Pit. Like I like The Pit. I don't know. I feel like there's nothing on.
It's not a newer show, but have you watched Andor on Disney Plus yet? And that's was up for some awards.
I have not watched Andor. No.
I highly recommend it.
Is it good or is it Dan Cook good?
It's really good. It's good and it's Dan Cook good. Those aren't two mutually opposed things.
They could be. They could be.
I'd tell you for sure if it was just Dan Cook good. This is actually good.
I mean, you're watching like a still picture or whatever NASA TV is.
They're on the moon. They're not on the moon, but
Greg Swan's going to join us in a half hour to talk about that. Continental Diamond time check. 4:57. Time to get to ContinentalDiamond.com.
Protect your family with the Byrna Less Lethal Launcher. Easy to carry, simple to use, and incapacitates an attacker for up to 40 minutes. Visit Byrna.com. That's BYRNA. Byrna.com. Purchase and shipping restrictions vary by state and municipality. Go to Byrna.com to check availability at your location.
All right. It is spring. It is busy time in the real estate market. And you might not think that this is Chris Lindahl time, but you would be wrong. It's Jason here. Chris Lindahl's my friend. He's a Minnesotan, grew up here, went to college here, raised his family here. He loves this community. And Chris Lindahl is going to hook you up if you are looking for the easiest way to sell a house. Now, spring brings the promise of big money when you list your home on the open market. And maybe that is the right choice for you. But for a lot of us, if you haven't done upgrades or repairs or your house has something that's dated or it's cluttered or what, you could sell it, boom, as is. You could sell it. Well, you could probably do it today. Chris could get you to closing in 2 days. ChrisLindahl.com. There's a free smart seller guide at the top of the page. Click on the link because maybe you will be saying yes to the guaranteed cash offer and yes to a Chris Lindahl big red check.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents. So when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
At Audion Hearing, our mission is simple: to make better hearing affordable for everyone. We're proud to offer high-quality, rechargeable hearing aids starting at just $98. Clear, comfortable, and ready to use right out of the box. And here's a study worth hearing. Research shows that wearing hearing aids can reduce your risk of dementia by up to 61%. Join over 1 million happy customers and hear the difference today by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Streaming live via the Odyssey and iHeartRadio apps. This is News Talk 830 WCCO 1029 HD2 Minneapolis, St. Paul.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump says a whole civilization will die tonight ahead of his deadline for Iran to open the Strait of Hormuz. Now a request has been made by Iran through Pakistan. CBS's Ed O'Keefe.
Shehbaz Sharif, the Prime Minister of Pakistan, on X, posting that diplomatic efforts for peaceful settlement of the ongoing war in the Middle East are progressing steadily, strongly, and powerfully with the potential to lead to substantive results in the near future. So he's asking that for diplomacy to run its course, there be a 2-week ceasefire for the president to put that in place.
On the Hill, Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski of Alaska says everyone involved must de-escalate the saber rattling. Democratic Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi says if the cabinet is not willing to invoke the 25th Amendment and restore sanity, Republicans must reconvene Congress to end the war. GOP Congressman Nathaniel Moran of Texas says he does not support the destruction of a whole civilization. Not only are the pictures of the far side of the moon a sight to see, but Artemis II lunar science lead Kelsey Young says of the descriptions of colors besides black and white and shades of gray on the moon.
Right away, they started describing the green around Aristarchus Plateau and different brown hues. And these colors really help tell us nuances about the chemistry of lunar material.
In 1 hour, polls close in Georgia's congressional runoff to fill the seat vacated by Marjorie Taylor Greene. Republican Clay Fuller and Democrat Sean Harris are squaring off. This voter on what she's looking for in a candidate.
Somebody who's rational. That's number one for me. Rational, and then really able to articulate their beliefs and listen to the people of our community.
The London Music Festival Kanye West was due to headline has been canceled.
After a rising tide of anger and anguish over Kanye West's invitation to headline a music festival here, British immigration authorities have rejected his visa application, and the festival itself has been canceled, just as tickets were going on sale. Faith leaders and politicians were unconvinced by West's apology for past anti-Semitic and pro-Nazi remarks. It would have been the rapper now known as Ye's first UK appearance in more than a decade. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
The Michigan men's basketball team has returned to campus as NCAA champions, beating UConn. Dozens of fans greeted them, including this woman.
It was absolutely amazing. We've been waiting for this, cheering them on over all the years. You know, we've been around a long time, so actually seeing them win and bring it home was just the best feeling ever.
Ford recalls more than 400,000 trucks and SUVs because of a windshield wiper problem. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Minnesota's trusted voice. Every hour. Let's get you caught up with what's happening now on News Talk 830 WCCO.
Sunny and 44 degrees at 5:03. Good afternoon. I'm Mark Fry. Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty crediting good police work in capturing and arresting a woman now charged with criminal vehicular homicide. 22-year-old Gabriella Liebgott appeared in Hennepin County District Court this afternoon after prosecutors alleged she left the scene of a fatal collision that killed 22-year-old St. Thomas student Saheem Hassan. Court documents say it happened March 22nd, just after 3 a.m. in Minneapolis in the 1600 block of Marshall Street Northeast. Liebgott was allegedly drunk.
I mean, it seems fairly clear that this woman knew that she had hit a person, and to leave them lying there in the street and not render aid is a terrible thing to have happen.
Bail was set today at $100,000. Governor Tim Walz has issued an executive order for the Minnesota National Guard to provide support following a cyber attack in Winona County. Walz's office says that cyber attack unfolded yesterday and continued today, significantly impairing the county's ability to deliver vital emergency and municipal services. Last year, a cyber attack crippled the city of St. Paul, which led to a declared state of emergency, leading to the deployment of the Minnesota National Guard's IT division. Staff from Gillette Children's and Regents Hospital today gathering and issued a warning on the dangers of e-bikes and e-scooters.
Emergency room visits are on the rise. Gillette Children's Angela Center.
There's a risk for severe injury from these devices. We can see severe traumatic brain injuries, spinal cord injuries, more severe orthopedic injuries.
Unfortunately, unsafe practices has also led to deaths, including 14-year-old Stella, her mother, Danielle Michaels.
On August 11th, 2024, Stella went for a scooter ride. Unfortunately, she never made it back from that ride.
Stella wasn't wearing a helmet.
Traumatic brain injuries are devastating and they can change or end a life in seconds. So my message is simple. Let's make safety cool. Helmets are cool. Being alive is cool.
Ari Bergeron, News Talk 830 WCCO.
And following Friday's early ice out on Lake Minnetonka, the Hennepin County Water Patrol is cautioning boaters to make sure they go out on the water prepared. Lieutenant Rick Raymond says the excitement of an early season often leads to overlooked safety hazards. And recent checks, deputies have found animal nests and engine compartments and missing life jackets.
So we want to make sure everyone puts all that safety equipment back into their boat in case something does happen and they need it. These boats a lot of them are stored outside, and animals and critters get into these boats and into these trailers, and they kind of cause a mess.
And he says while only a handful of diehard fishermen have braved the near freezing temperature so far, the sheriff's office expects a surge in traffic as soon as the sun breaks through later this week. 5:06, traffic and weather next.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
And brought to you by Amber Scholl & Associates, American Family Insurance, 35W northbound near 28th Street. Got an accident working there. It is already slow as you come up from 42nd Street. Cedar north past 66. Stalled vehicle reported to be in the left lane. Use caution as you make way through the area. Slowdowns place East 94 Riverside, heading out toward Lexington Avenue. Protect what matters most with Amber Scholl & Associates with American Family Insurance. From your home to your car to your dreams, Amber Scholl and your team are here to help you every step of the way. Call Amber Scholl today, 651-738-4811 to learn more. Visit amfam.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
One day only, April 18th. Don't miss the tent sale in Jordan at By the Yard. Save 20 to 50% off display sale items ready to take home today. But you better hurry. When it's gone, it's gone. By the Yard. Life is better outdoors.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
And the weather is brought to you by the Yard. Here's Chris Schaefer.
It won't be as cold tonight. That's good news. More clouds with an overnight low of 38. It will stay breezy. That southeast wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy for much of the day tomorrow. Nice warmth up to 61. Still windy. We could see some scattered showers pop in the afternoon. Mostly cloudy with scattered showers possible later on Thursday. We cool back to the low 50s.
All right, thank you, Chris. Sunny and 43 at News Talk 830 WCCO.
Your what's happening, why it's happening, how it's happening station. News Talk 830 WCCO. He knows news. He knows talk. He knows nonsense, too. So get ready for a lot of each. This is Drive Time with DeRusha, fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Once again, here's Jason DeRusha.
5:08. We have not obliterated the civilization of Iran yet. We're monitoring it. Waiting for news of back down, maybe a resolution.
Now shut up and drive.
But the deadline was set. What will happen tonight? I don't know, man. Who knows? Drive Time with DeRusha in effect on this Tuesday night. Twins Twitter is still just screaming at me. My goodness. Dan, like, you are a Twins fan. Can you explain this particular subset of the world? Like, they're so mad.
They're very, very angry.
It's
They're very
baseball.
angry at ownership. And if you're not as equally angry at ownership as they are, then you're part of the problem. It's a litmus test.
Do people think if you yell at the Twins owners or prove like how mad you are by being mad all the time, that the poll ads are going to be like, you know what? You're right. Goodbye. We're out. Forget it. You win. Bob 0692 or Twins fan hater 168.
I don't know that they think that. I think they think that if they express how much they're angry and how angrier they are than the other angry guy, that somehow puts them in a special club where, certain Twins writers will love on them or some nonsense. I don't know.
It's all right. Like, I will say, as a fan, part of the beauty of being a fan is you get to do whatever the heck you want. If you want to be an angry fan, be an angry fan.
Yeah.
If you want to be an overly optimistic pie in the sky fan, I think that's fun too. I do think this idea that you have to be as angry as they are is boring. Like, I'm just not that interested in that. And it's fine if you're angry. I just don't think my feelings on that are going to change anything one way or the other. And so, like, I guess it doesn't interest me that much to engage in it.
Boring is a really great word. Banal would be another one that I'd use for it, because it's sort of just the same recycled nonsense over and over and over again. There's rarely a clever or witty take on it. Yeah, if you're going to be angry, at least have fun with it.
I sort of want to wait and see, right? Like, it's a new manager, it's a new general manager, it's a new owners, hands-on, running the business.
I mean,
let's see. I don't know.
The early returns haven't been spectacular by any stretch of the imagination. They could have been a lot worse.
Could have been worse.
That's not selling point.
It's been sort of a nothing. There's been some good business stuff, right? Like come for $2 beer. They're doing $2 beer
The
tonight.
$2 beers were very, very
good.
Exciting. And they're going to do it again tonight, which isn't one of their usual nights because it was so good, because it's $1 a dog night.
And it's National Beer Day.
And it's National Beer Day. So they were doing it again tonight. So they're leaning into that stuff.
I'm going to go get $2 beer,
Why
and
not?
you guys can keep yelling at me all night on Twitter. I don't
Is that
care.
before or after you raise the flag?
I mean, I may raise a flag of surrender.
Well,
the way.
I mean, the Twins territory flag is white.
Let's do the DeRush Hour news headlines.
The headlines you might have missed without missing a beat. This is your fast pass through the biggest and most impactful stories of the day. Welcome to the DeRush Hour headlines, starting with the lead.
And I just want to bring you up to date on the top story, which is the situation in Iran. The latest from Iran. I mean, who's to know what to believe? Do you need to get that involved in this back and forth? But there's been some back and forth with Pakistan today. About 25 minutes ago, Iran's ambassador to Pakistan said that diplomacy to stop the war had taken a step forward from a critical, sensitive stage. But I think unless Iran agrees to open the Strait of Hormuz, President Trump is going to be forced to decide, is he going to do what he said, or is he going to back down? That deadline, self-imposed by the United States, is 8 o'clock Eastern, about 2 hours away from right now here in the Twin Cities. A troubling story about fraud exposed by KSTP, Channel 5. Minnesota set aside $100 million to help small businesses. And you're going to be stunned that the lack of oversight from the state indicates that, gosh, maybe some people who got money weren't really supposed to get that money. It's the kind of dragnet investigation that one guy who works at a TV station was able to figure out. Ryan Raish, who is an excellent investigative reporter at 5 Eyewitness News. He looked at this Minnesota Promise Act in 2023. It was supposed to support businesses impacted by civil unrest, racial discrimination. There sort of was a geographic zone where you had to be at. You had to be in a qualifying area. So basically like Lake Street in Minneapolis, there are some other parts of the Twin Cities. But Ryan went through the list, basically using court records and trying to figure out, hey, who got this money? And then tried to see if these places exist.
So let's start with Paradise Assisted Living, located in Bloomington. State records show the business is operating 10 miles outside an eligible neighborhood since at least early 2022. So we've been asking, how did they qualify for a $21,000 grant? All right. I guess they're no longer around. I went looking for the owner, Abdi Salam Ahmed. We called his business, his cell, texted, and went looking.
Yeah, such good work. $20,000 grant. Can't find the guy. Business operating out of the area. And this is stuff, this is where people get irritated at the state, right? You say, like, some pretty simple investigative work can get some answers here. Next, our legislature today engaged in, I think, what you could call a tit for tat. The House Democrats have filed an ethics complaint against one state representative, a Republican who was charged with DWI, and another Republican state representative who was carrying a gun and, according to the police report, was impaired. So they file an ethics complaint. And then the Republicans on the same day, and Tom Hauser reported to Chad Hartman that this was expressly done because of the complaint filed against the Republicans. So the Republicans file a complaint against a Democrat accusing him of a conflict of interest.
Supposedly he's got a lawyer with $25,000 in a brown paper bag. Follow the money.
Yeah. Alpha News reporting on this story that State Representative Alec Falconer was employed by a nonprofit called Northeastern Minnesotans for Wilderness the same year that he carried legislation that was supported by, would support that group. So conflict of interest, yes. The DFL saying, though, look, this is really no different from like a teacher voting for something that would fund teachers. I don't know about that. It is part of what happens when you have a part-time legislature. And Falconer said he cleared this through the nonpartisan ethics board at the House and made sure it was on the up and up. But the reality is, why do the Democrats have to file an ethics complaint here? Like, what about all the Democrats that were pulled over for drunk driving? There was no ethics complaint. It's like, is this what our state legislature is going to be? I have spoken out before saying that I believe there should be HR-style policies that dictate what happens when you get arrested, what happens when you get charged. Various crimes, set it up, vote on it, have it take effect with the next legislature. But the way we do this is such BS, and we're seeing more of that as well. One more note today, news came out that Bob Dylan is going to play at a place that I wouldn't have guessed you would see Bob Dylan. July 6th, he's going to play at Mystic Lake Amphitheater. Brand new amphitheater, outdoor. Looks like it's going to be an amazing amphitheater, but still like Bob Dylan and Shakopee. It'll be his first Twin Cities headlining gig in 9 years. And pretty great, right? Lucinda Williams, I've seen her at the zoo years ago. She's awesome. And then also part of that show. So that's coming up this summer. Now, do I want to see Dylan? I got to be honest. I think I would rather see Ray, who is at the State Theater tomorrow night. This show sold out and like, boom. I looked for tickets online. It's all on the secondary market. They started at $600. Baby, where the hell is my wallet? Is what I would say to that. That ain't happening. That's the DeRush Hour News headlines. In just a minute, we're going to go to St. Paul, where the city is struggling to figure out how do we stabilize the property tax rate? How do we get people to come back to downtown St. Paul? There's sort of a grassroots effort. They're calling it a defibrillator. How do they give St. Paul a jolt? We'll talk to one of the organizers in a minute.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
How's your lawn looking? Man, all this rain early. There's a good chance it's going to be nice and green. I hope that you have taken steps to take care of your weeds, take care of crabgrass. And if you haven't, man, do I have the company for you. ProfessionalTurf.com, ProTurf, a Minnesota company, more than 40 years here in the Twin Cities. You don't last that long without being great at what you do and providing great service. And that's what Professional Turf does. They've been taking care of my lawn in Maple Grove for a couple years. And at first my lawn was sort of so-so. But when I reached out to ProTurf, they immediately came to my yard and did an in-person sort of lawn assessment. 952-469-8680. But you can do it right at ProfessionalTurf.com. That is unusual. Most companies just do a Google map kind of search, figure out how big your lawn is, and that's it. ProTurf comes to your house. They'll design a solution for you. They have amazing certified landscape designers, so you can get the landscape of your dreams as well, and they'll start up your sprinkler system, too, if you need that. Give them a call. Tell them you heard about it on Drive Time with DeRusha. 952-469-8680 or ProfessionalTurf.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
When you're in pain, you need the Good Feet store. Don't waste another minute suffering from foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. You might feel the difference immediately.
I walked right into the Good Feet store.
Hey, John, it's Jason. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How about me?
You sound great. You sound great. You look good. So it should be all piece of cake.
I'm ready.
All right. You've been ready for a while. Sorry for making you wait so long, but here we go.
Okay.
In Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville, call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
It's true. Taking a cash offer for your home is the easiest way to sell it, let's face it. But why would you want to leave tens of thousands of dollars on the table? When you hired the John Schuster Group Coldwell Banker Realty, you can still sell your home fast without sacrificing any money. Sandy just worked with the Good Neighbor agent. She was moving out of state. She called John for a cash offer. He told her he'd be happy to make her one, but that he could sell her home for way more on the open market. The Schuster Group's marketing system reaches thousands of potential home buyers every day. It only took John 3 days to find her a buyer willing to pay $10,000 over asking price. That's tens of thousands more than she'd have gotten with a cash offer. John's marketing system made a huge difference. You can learn what your home is worth in seconds on johnschustergroup.com.
Buy a home, sell a home, we'll get you moving. johnschustergroup.com.
Terms and conditions may apply.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
DeRush Hour News headlines, going in depth now to talk about a challenge that the city of St. Paul is facing. Frankly, most large metro areas, most large cities across America are dealing with a bit of a math problem because we fund our local governments by property tax. And if you are a city like St. Paul, you have a lot of property that is not taxable. It's the churches, it's the schools, it's the government buildings, on and on and on, the parks. And so how do you pay for government when such a high percentage of your property is non-taxable? At the same time, can you just keep raising property taxes? If you got your truth in taxation notice recently, in St. Paul, people are noticing the effects of a 5.3% levy hike. Your taxes are going up. Do you feel like you're getting your money's worth? There's a group of grassroots leaders in the city of St. Paul trying to have a different approach, and they're calling it a St. Paul defibrillator. John Manillo is with us live via video link up to talk a little bit about what he and his group of leaders is bringing up. John, thanks for being here.
Hi, Jason, glad to be here.
What, in your view, is the number one thing that you think is a real challenge for the city of St. Paul right now?
Well, usually in downtown districts and most cities, that's what generates our tax base and provides enough funding to pay for our core needs. But in St. Paul, we are underwater on that issue. It started before the pandemic, but the pandemic came along and really pretty much pushed us over the edge. And every year now, you're starting to see very large property tax increases for the city. What that does is it drives businesses and taxpayers and homeowners out of the city. It makes it worse because the taxes are too high. So I got together with probably about 50 people over a couple months in different meetings to figure out, well, what can we do about this? We can't plan on long-term pie in the sky projects that take forever and sometimes never get done. We need to do something soon. And so we started this report called the Defibrillator Report because we wanted to start the heart of the city pumping again.
Insight St. Paul is sort of the nonprofit group, this taxpayer watchdog group. And, you know, when you look at one of the things that I'm drawn to, John, is the fact that you guys are looking at some quick hitters that can make a difference, because a lot of time the discussion on this stuff is a bunch of things that maybe it's going to be 5 years, 10 years down the line before these things pay dividends. So lay it on me. What are a couple of the quick hitter things that you think would improve St. Paul's health?
And let me start that by saying that it's not only a quick hitter approach, but it's an affordable approach. You know, if we don't have the money, there's no point in talking about it. So I guess we want to look at the assets that we have in the city. What can we build on? What do we have to offer? And how do we maximize that? So probably the most obvious example of that is our skyway system. We the first skyway systems, I think, in the world were in the Twin Cities. Started back in the 60s, and it was to compete with what was going on at the time were indoor shopping malls. People were leaving the city's retail stores to go shop at Southdale and Ridgedale. And St. Paul had to figure out, what can we do to compete with that? And it was a pretty smart idea, was to connect the buildings by skyways.
And the city owns it. For people who are familiar with the Minneapolis skyway system, where the building owner operates it, in St. Paul, it's really infrastructure. Like I have an apartment in downtown St. Paul, which is skyway connected. So John, I've experienced the magic of it, but also the frustration that, you know, it dead ends at spots where building owners have sort of defaulted on paying their, mortgages. And it's a bit of a pain in the butt, you know?
Well, the St. Paul Skyway system is a public-private partnership. It's owned by both by the city and the building owners, as opposed to Minneapolis, which is all private. The public-private approach is a great idea as long as everybody participates. The problem was that eventually the certain building owners decided they didn't want to continue to maintain and pay for the responsibilities they agreed to, or the previous owner agreed to, and they stopped doing it. And then the Skyway across the street says, well, if they're not going to do it, I'm not going to do it. And
so what do you do? What do you do, John? What do you do to change that?
Well, I think we have to, first of all, acknowledge that it's a problem. The city is responsible to enforce the rules. There's, the approach that we're taking is an economic approach. It's not a political approach. It's not we're not worried about, we're concerned that people don't have conflicts of interest to make decisions. We are trying to help the city. The way to fix that is to improve the accessibility, the safety. Safety is a big issue in downtown. Make sure they're open as many hours as possible and they're coordinated.
Yeah.
And then we have to support all the businesses and the buildings that are on the Skyway, because when everybody benefits, everyone, it's the old Wellstone one. When we do well, everyone does well, or whatever he said on that. That's our approach with Skyways. And there's,
give me one more thing, John, because I know we're running short on time. So give me one more thing that you guys would like to see done that would make life better in St. Paul.
Free parking. We own the city owns about 7 parking ramps in downtown that are underutilized. The newest one is vacant, has been vacant for a number of years. So let's offer it. What we need to do is attract commercial office users, because that's where the tax base is, in office. And it generates about 4 times as many people per square foot as residential. So it's an important thing that we've lost.
John, I really appreciate your time. I'm cheering for you. We got to get some of this stuff. John Manillo with us, talking about St. Paul defibrillator, making St. Paul better. Let's break in just a minute. Greg Swan explains the internet. Have you been captivated by the space mission? Wait until you see what Greg Swan is wearing if you're watching on the video feed. He is as into it as Dan Cook is. Drive Time back in just a minute.
Drive Time with DeRusha is fueled by Luther Kia of Bloomington. Go see Dan Dingman and the crew today, or always online at lutherkiaofbloomington.com.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Defense contractor RTX is best known for making Patriot air and missile defense systems and fighter jet engines. But it's also working on hybrid technology for the European Union's Clean Aviation Switch program. RTX's Collins Aerospace division announced it started testing the electric motor drive systems for the EU with the intent of developing hybrid electric propulsion systems for future commercial aircraft. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Jason here for JH and Sons at the Galleria. And let me tell you, this is such a great time to get out to JH and Sons, because the Galleria is going to be so decked up in flowers. They've got this massive flower show coming to the Galleria in just a couple of days, but I bet it's already being set up. So your chance to get in, it's a free 10-day exhibition. So as you walk through the Galleria, you'll see these beautiful floral mannequins, makes you think about spring. And then you're going to walk right in to see Kevin and Bryce and Chuck and Dean and the whole team at JH and Sons, because already they are overflowing with spring merchandise. And yes, if you've got a wedding coming up or a special event, you're going to want to experience the top-of-the-line service that will have you looking amazing. But then maybe you want to freshen up the spring wardrobe. If you're wearing the same golf polo shirt that you've been wearing to date night for the last 10 years, it's time to step it up, and JH & Sons has absolutely beautiful fabrics, colors, designs. Reach out to the best. If you're like me, you know you need a little help, and JH & Sons has a service to take care of you. Go visit them at the Galleria in Edina. Tons of free parking. Premium men's clothing. They are the best. Tell them you heard Jason talking about JH & Sons.
Question: what business couldn't use extra income? Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Right now, Amazon Hub Delivery is looking to partner with ambitious local businesses to become Amazon Hub partners. You and your staff will deliver packages to customers in your area when it's convenient for you. With each package delivered, your business gets paid. Get started at Amazon.com/Hub Delivery. That's Amazon.com/HUB Delivery.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it.
Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
We're gonna win, twins, we're gonna score.
Hey, you! Yeah, I'm talking to you! We got a show and it's Guys and Dolls at Chanhassen and Dinner Theaters. It's terrific and delicious because you got dinner and a show. Don't take my word, everybody's loving it. The Pioneer Press called it a must-see. Star Tribune called it eye-popping and blazing with brilliance. I heard a lady from Eden Prairie say this is the best show she's ever seen at the Chan. Grab your doll or your guy. Get your family over here for Guys and Dolls. Visit chanhassendt.com.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
35W northbound County Road D2, crash on the left shoulder, keeping you slow as you come up from County Road D. Highway 36 eastbound slows, Snelling Avenue to Lexington. 94 eastbound slows into St. Paul. You others coming from Riverside to Snelling Avenue. And you got your slowdowns crosstown westbound 28th Ave, heading all the way out toward Highway 100. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
Get your home into the comfort zone with Metro Heating and Cooling.
Call Metro Heating and Cooling for a $109 air conditioner tune-up. Find out more at metroheating.com.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
All right, before I get to that, some breaking news from President Donald Trump just posting on Truth Social that he agrees to suspend the bombing and attack of Iran for a period of 2 weeks. He says that Iran has agreed to the complete, immediate, and safe opening of the Strait of Hormuz. Trump says this will be a double-sided ceasefire. So that news just coming in, just posted by President Trump on Truth Social. All right, let's do the weather. Here is Chief Meteorologist Chris Schaefer.
A much milder night tonight, mostly cloudy, only cooling back to 38. Stays breezy tonight, southeast wind. It shifts to the southwest tomorrow, and that's going to pump some nice heat our way. 61 the afternoon high. A few scattered showers are possible in the afternoon. We could see some more showers late on Thursday after a high of 51.
Weather brought to you by Metro Heating and Cooling. The current temperature in downtown Minneapolis, it's partly cloudy and 45.
You're listening to Drive Time with DeRusha.
I think once you lose DeRusha, you've lost the country. A lot of people say that.
On News Talk 830 WCCO.
From viral chaos to tech, pretend to understand what's next. Let's find out. This is Greg Swan explains the internet.
Greg Swan is here in full NASA regalia.
On planet Earth.
You look amazing. You are fully immersed.
I'm horribly jealous, I got to be honest.
So I'm wearing an Apollo 11 Neil Armstrong full graphic hoodie that I've been wearing in public for approximately 5 days straight.
And what sort of reception do you get with this thing?
I'm wearing it so that people understand how excited I am about what is happening in social media and this moon landing right now.
So the intersection of social media, of digital media, of government media, and the whole sort of space tech infrastructure community is sort of amazing to witness, isn't it?
It's important for us to remember you're probably seeing a lot of this content in social, you're hearing it on the news. Do we really understand how much access that we have to this mission, unlike ever before? I think back to those classic shots, 1969, that Apollo 11 moon landing, that even those of us who weren't born when it happened, we have those seared into our memory.
Yeah.
Those,
Oh, yeah.
the steps and the iconic flag being hoisted, etc. And we had to all gather together and we got to watch that on television, which was amazing technology. And since then, there's been a lot of innovation around that for those folks that had cable and could watch NASA TV. There was a lot of boring programming. I don't know, Dan probably really got into that at the time. And here we are in 2026, where we have a live continuous stream on YouTube that was also picked up by Netflix and Twitch and others. And the astronauts themselves are posting on social media this unparalleled access to content and engagement unlike we've ever seen.
Twitch, for people who don't know, is originally was sort of a gamer platform.
That's the place where you go watch other people play Fortnite.
Yeah.
That is not necessarily a place that you would go watch other people visit the moon.
So why would NASA get involved there?
That's where the eyeballs are.
That's right.
There's syndication there. So in 2009, my team had the opportunity, working with Colonel Tim Copra as one of the first Army astronauts ever, to talk to NASA about how he could get more involved in social media. And we actually had 3 phone calls with NASA in 2009 to talk about how astronauts could tweet. And they were honestly, they probably had it figured out before, but there was a moment on the call where we said, what if they sent an email with their tweet and someone back home cut and pasted it into Twitter and hit enter? And they were like, yeah, that's what we're going to do. And as a result, and probably other things our team did not touch, astronauts started tweeting. Astronauts, for the first time ever in 2009, started posting from space and sharing on social media. And he went on to post many photos. Again, when he was on the International Space Station in 2016, was posting content. And here we are, we fast forward, we have 4 astronauts actively sharing content on Twitter, on Instagram, and to be honest, and we were seeing this in the interviews, they're using the same structure built in 2009, which is they're not actively logging into these social networks.
Of course.
But they are able to direct content that is being shared on their behalf, which then users can go and engage with, which is so exciting. It's so unprecedented to be able to have that kind of access to these scientists and engineers and true pioneers who are out really trailblazing right now.
And you could still follow Tim. Astro_Tim was his Twitter account.
Yeah. So the current astronauts there's some version of Astro Reed, Astro Vic Glover, Astro Christina, Astro Jeremy. That's just kind of the folksonomy that you get for astronaut social, which wasn't a thing in 2009. And now that's just like, well, yeah, of course, they're going to be posting on social media when they're in space.
Now, did you? Of course, I'm asking this question knowing, of course, you saw this, but you can tell like Gen Z is involved in some of the work that NASA is doing and some of the social media.
Yeah, I think we're really seeing a blend of how culture is sharing news and information, excitement, emotion through social media with memes.
Well, here's one that They're recreating the Full House opening, which is such a meme.
Turning to the camera and
Right.
waving. And they even said, that this is a group of 4 people that have spent a lot of time together. And so just like any other group of friends, like they're creating opportunities to then create content. And the folks back home got involved.
It's pretty great.
It's so fun, and it's shareable content. And yeah, there's big important science happening. And also is being communicated in shareable mimetic ways that is the language and how we communicate today. It's really a lesson for all of us of how information can travel.
Greg Swan explaining the internet. Greg is a Big Shot at 10 partner, where he does this sort of work with clients and companies all the time. So what I was curious about is when you look at astronauts and you think about, you know, them creating social media accounts. These astronauts, this crew is not necessarily like the social media native crew. And I think we all work with people who like are tasked with being a part of social media. And you look at what they're doing and you think like maybe you shouldn't be tasked. How like do these guys get trained up or how did they or is I mean no one's there to create the content for them. I guess there are some remote cameras that
Yeah, that's a great question. So they are a bunch of Gen Xers up there, but that we do not have like the next generation has not quite made it up there. They're on their way.
Are they cringe like you and me are when they're judged by Gen Z?
Maybe, but so not only do they have iPhones, which is amazing. They're using GoPros. I think GoPro 4s are a little older, and some Nikon cameras that have been checked out for space. And they were trained by National Geographic at how to create content because they're also creating a lot of content that's going to be used in documentaries, and we're going to be seeing the images that you've seen come out in the last 24 hours the rest of your life, just like we have seen those shots from it. That is how critically important it is to capture.
It is interesting because I think one of the questions I wondered about, Dan is a huge space geek. So I think as we looked at like how much we talk about, like are people, are the regular people as interested in them? And I feel like people were very interested in the launch. And then it's sort of like, yeah, yes, they're all right. Yeah.
I think especially with SpaceX,
what's your take on like how interesting
the SpaceX launches that we've seen in the last couple of years have been so wonderfully produced, high def cameras, produced almost like a TV show, incredibly watchable, and you knew what the next plot point was going to be. They had a tracker going on. In this case, even the launch, we saw blurry cameras and cutout feeds and really hard VO because it is the government after all. It's not necessarily funded to be a show. And also, no, they're obviously you just shared a breaking news segment that is worlds more important in the short term right now. And also for the long term, it's not just about us like going to the moon for fun. This isn't billionaires sending top music stars to look at the near Earth edge of space and share selfies. This is literally science and advances that previous missions like this have resulted in firefighters having better fireproofing. It has invented things like LED lights that and direct healthcare implications for all of us. And so I've also seen a huge outpouring of unification and hope and a message of just like, man, we as a people can do really cool things when we apply ourselves in a way that we're not getting a lot of those messages right now in media and in our social.
Yeah, it is a moment of positivity, right? And hope and dreams and possibility too.
The naming of craters yesterday, where one of the astronauts was able to name a crater after his recently deceased wife. And it is a crater that you can see from Earth. And it is a crater that is bright. And it is a bright spot on a moon. And the fact that there's not a lot of places where you and I can go explore something and find something and name it, and that will be its name forever. And the fact that they would band together and name that after a deceased spouse it literally has brought me to tears multiple times. That idea of having so much love, and from not just a romantic perspective, but like he's got 2 young daughters at home too, as a single dad that he went up and to commemorate that thing. Now we're getting at the essence of man, an essence of what it means to be a person, be in love, to have a community with someone else. And also, you know how I watch that content? On social media, on Instagram, over and over again, shared on all my feeds. So wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, seeing them call down on mission control to name it. Oh, right?
Heartbreaker.
Let's break. Greg Swan with us talking about the internet. I want to re-up our breaking news that just came out over the last couple of minutes. The president, Donald Trump, announcing a ceasefire. He calls it a double-sided ceasefire and agreeing to suspend the bombing of Iran for 2 weeks. The deadline was set for about an hour and 10 minutes from now, but the president saying it's over. We have heard ceasefires in conflicts announced before. Does that mean that the fighting will stop? Well, right now, CNN reporting that sirens are sounding in Tel Aviv. right after the ceasefire. So we don't know. But that's the latest. We'll have the latest for you as it develops here on CCO.
This is Drive Time with DeRusha on News Talk 830 WCCO.
All right, let's talk about insurance because nobody wants to be in a situation where you don't have the coverage you need for an emergency. The Canopy Group is there for my family. It's Jason. The Canopy Group has been absolutely unbelievable. We've been through some changes, right? Kids off at college, that changes your auto insurance. Moving into an apartment, that changes your homeowners, now renters insurance. And every step of the way, the Canopy Group is making sure I get the best coverage at the best price. Their service is terrific, and I know that's a big deal. That's important to me. When you call 800-967-3389, you're going to get one of 50 professionals working for the Canopy Group, but really working for you. And the other number I want you to remember is 16, because the Canopy Group has 16 companies. Most insurance agents have one guy, one company. Canopy Group has 16. They are going to make sure you get the best price, and then next year, they're going to do it again to make sure you still have the best price and the best coverage. Go to the website right now. You can request a quote online at thecanopygroup.com.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Jordana here for my friends at Mini Leaf. Hear what they're saying about this brand I love.
Tell me about your experience with the night gummies.
I started using them. I think this was my third order. I heard Jordana on WCCO radio talking about it, and I thought, well, if she's doing it, trying to get off the Ambien, and I started with the pineapple gummies for sleep. That's what I take them for, is sleep. And I've been very pleased with the product. I started with the full gummy. Now I only take half, and that helps me sleep. So I'm very happy with the product, and I'm 70 years old. And those sleep night gummies will help her sleep painlessly through the night. Those sleep night gummies are a real charm. Check out Mini Leaf's products at MINNELEAF.com. Check out that Triple Diamond Pain Cream, those sleep night gummies, or their other great products. I use them. There's so many CCOers that absolutely love them. You will too.
Mini Leaf means quality. Taste happy at minileaf.com.
The home of Minnesota's best legal products.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Don't suffer through foot pain, sore ankles, tired legs, aching back and hips, or sore knees. Call the Good Feet store. The Good Feet Arch Support System is designed to relieve pain and stress in the body with over 350 styles and sizes. Located in Maple Grove, Burnsville, Woodbury, and Roseville. Call 855-554-3338 or stop in for your complimentary fitting. In as little as 40 minutes, you could be walking out pain-free.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Hey everyone, I'm Josh Radner, and I am so excited to tell you about How We Made Your Mother, a rewatch podcast looking back at How I Met Your Mother. And I'm here with Craig Thomas, who co-created the show along with Carter Bays. Hi, Craig.
Hey, Josh. Somehow it has been 20 years since the show premiered. I'm going to check the math on that. 10 years since it went off the air, and we thought that made this a perfect time to look back, see what the hell we did, and why the show still seems to resonate with fans around the world today.
Follow and listen to How We Made Your Mother wherever you get your podcast.
Time to find out how it's moving on the roads and what's moving in via the skies. This is traffic and weather together on CCO, starting with a check of the commute.
Brought to you by Linda's Construction, lindasconstruction.com. Crash off to the right side, North 35W at E2. 394 eastbound jammed up in Minneapolis. Move past World Parkway. Protect your home before spring storms arrive. Choose GAF asphalt shingles and receive free installation labor this April. Go to lindasconstruction.com. Jerry Peterson, News Talk 830 WCCO.
With a well-designed will, trust, and estate plan, you can have peace of mind. Choose Matt Gutman of Gutman Law to give yourself peace of mind. Call him now, 612-895-1616 at gutmanlaw.com. Gutman Law, peace of mind today for tomorrow.
Now, the latest conditions and the outlook for the next few days with your CCO forecast.
Forecast brought to you by Gutman Law. Tonight, low of 38. Look for scattered afternoon showers tomorrow. Right now, it's 45. Well, we're just going to keep it here because it's we're running out of time, Greg. This is what happens when we're talking about something that is so fun. A Continental Diamond time check, by the way, is 5:56. If you're in the market for a pre-owned watch or looking to unload a watch, Continental Diamond is buying luxury timepieces. So get over to St. Louis Park and continentaldiamond.com. Greg Swan, as we kind of await the landing, that's going to be the next big moment, right?
That will be the splashdown will be the next big moment. If you're not watching it live on YouTube or Twitch or Netflix or wherever, you are going to see it on social media. You're going to see it on the news. And don't forget, it's not the tech that is the story. It's the human experience. And what an amazing time that we live in, where social media is helping us tell the story and feel even more human in an era of AI and emerging tech everywhere you look.
There's a little bit of Greg Swan on this flight as well, right?
There is an opportunity to have your name listed and put on a little computer chip, an SD card. That is
so is Dan here on there
Dan's
too?
in there
too. I'm on there for sure.
I figured.
Oh, there's 5 million people without Jason's name in it.
You guys, that's so cool. You nailed it. I was dumb.
Splashdown coming up.
Very good.
See you on the internet.
Twins baseball up next on CCO.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
There's a difference between liking a house and actually getting it. Redfin is built to make up that difference and close the gap between finding and owning the home for you. Redfin agents close twice as many deals as other agents, so when you find a home you love, you're not a step behind when it's time to make an offer. That means less watching great homes disappear and more focus on the ones you'll actually move into and call home. Redfin helps turn saved listings into real addresses. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
All right, one more reminder before we get you to Twins baseball that the president has announced a 2-week ceasefire subject to the Strait of Hormuz opening. Let's break and encourage you to take care of your skin. My dermatologist is Dr. Mohiba Tareen at Tareen Dermatology, and I want her to be yours too. My family has a history of skin cancer. My dad has skin cancer. My wife's father has skin cancer. Such to the point that Dr. Tareen asks Alyssa to come in twice a year for a full body skin checkup. If you've never done this, man, spring is the time where the sun is out. We're spending more time outside, whether you're at a ball game or at the sideline of your kid's soccer game. Go visit Tareen Dermatology. 10 locations all over the Twin Cities. They've got one close to you, and they'll get you in within 3 weeks. That is unheard of when it comes to dermatology. Tareen, TareneDermatology.com. Request an appointment and tell them you heard about it on Drive Time.
For the ones who get it done.